swept. The Bulls were swept in that series 3-0, but in the process turned a few heads. Everyone referred to them as the team of the future. Well, everyone was right. In fact, that young and scrappy team went on to be one of the most dominant in recent memory. But now, no longer blessed with youth, their goal is to put away their first-round opponent quickly in order to rest their injured soldiers. But to the Bulls, the Bullets look awfully familiar. A young, scrappy team given little chance at winning. Tonight, these two teams from different sides of the NBA spectrum go at it once again. The Bullets, highly regarded as the team of the future, trying to cheat destiny to become the team of now. The Bulls, highly regarded as the team of all time, trying to fight an advancing clock and become champions once more. The question is, who will succeed? The answer could be next. Tonight, the Chicago Bulls go for the knockout punch as they try to advance to round 2 of the NBA playoffs for the 10th consecutive season. Tonight, live from the U.S. Airways Arena in Landover, Maryland. It's Game 3 of a best-of-5 opening round playoff series as the Bulls meet the Washington Bullets. Hi again, everyone. I'm Steve Cashel. Welcome to the Buick Dealers Warm-Up Show on world champion Bulls playoff basketball here on Sports Channel. Well, 2 games are in the books thus far in the series. Both have been good ones as the Bulls maintain home court advantage with 2 wins. Game 1 had the Bulls victorious by 12, while in Game 2 it took a 55-point performance by Michael Jordan for the Bulls to beat a Washington team which had control throughout most of the game. Tonight the Bulls go for the 3-game sweep in this opening round, something they have done in each of their 4 previous championship years. Now it's time to say hello to our play-by-play team. Once again, here's Tom Dorr, Johnny Red Kerr, the newest member of our broadcast squad, John Paxson. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Steve Cashel. And guys, the Chicago Bulls come in 2-0. The Bullets are down 2 games tonight. Obviously, different mindsets for these 2 teams. John, last ball game for the Bulls, Michael Jordan had 55 points, had a great ball game. The Bulls got to win.
Well, you're right, Tommy, but the first game he got 29 points. The Bulls could not pull away. 5 point, 6 point was the biggest thing. But Sunday, he was phenomenal. The 8th time in his career he had 50 or more points in a playoff game. He put that cape on and he carried this ball club by himself with 20 points in the last quarter out of the 23 scored.
And John, I would think now you would want the bench to step up and score some more points, be a little bit more active offensively.
Well, it's easy to say get some more shots for Steve Kerr, but it's been difficult. The first game he had 13 for you, and in Game 2 he only got a couple shots, but you would like to get him a few more shots.
On the Bullet side, Pax, obviously I think Rod Strickland is their emotional leader. He's a guy that they've got to keep involved in the ballgame, right?
We spoke in Game 1 about the importance of Rod Strickland to this team. He's the guy who has the ball in his hands most of the time. He initiates their offense. He has scored in this series, but he's had to work for everything he's gotten, shooting just 38%. You give a lot of credit to the defense of Michael Jordan. His size and strength has bothered Rod Strickland.
And, Pax, it's really not just Strickland. It's the whole team. They're having trouble shooting the ball.
Well, they came into this series the second-best field goal percentage shooting team in the league at 48%. You see in the playoffs shooting just 44%. And, again, it's going to take a great effort. You expect teams in their home building to shoot better, so the Bulls are going to have to be on it defensively tonight.
Especially to get a good start, I would think. And another guy that, we coined the term step up. Chris Webber needs to step up again tonight.
Well, you want your best players to play well in the biggest game of the season. Chris Webber, one of only 4 players in the NBA this season to average over 20 points and over 10 rebounds. He's going to have a big game for them to be in this tonight.
Chicago Bulls just about set to take on the Bullets. It's a little dark in here. They got some special effects. It's, in fact, their first playoff game in 9 years in this building, but it's coming up next on Sports Channel.
Sports Channel's playoff coverage of the world champion Chicago Bulls is brought to you in part by your local Chevrolet and Geo dealers, people you can trust when you're looking for a good car value. Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. United Airlines is proud to be a participating sponsor of tonight's program. Come fly Chicago's hometown airline. Come fly our friendly skies. Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. Payne Weber. When you invest with Payne Weber, you invest with more intelligence. W1 by Raymond Weil, the cutting edge in time. Ameritech, your link to better communication. Experience cars and trucks built with a passion for the road, Mazda. And by Montgomery Ward, your headquarters for the official Chicago Bulls team shop.
We may surrender our land, but we'll never surrender our pride!
Okay.
Our dignity! Our self-esteem.
It's not doing much for me.
We'll never surrender our Budweiser! Finish it before they even get here!
Tony Phillips and the Sox want to kickstart the season and make it a rough day for the Angels in the outfield when they welcome Tim Salmon in Anaheim to Comiskey. Friday night at 7 on Sports Channel. We know the Sox inside out.
The 97 Mazda Protege LX Sports Sedan. $13,745. Add cruise and power everything, and the price goes to... Add air conditioning, and the price jumps to... Add a CD player, and the price soars to... Add the best basic warranty in its class, and hey, you get the idea. Now get the passion. And 2.9 for 36. Ends April 30th.
Just a reminder, next time you need a little help getting airborne, the 50,000 employee owners of United Airlines would be more than happy to help. Come fly our friendly skies.
The Bulls have pulled a sweep in the opening round of the playoffs in 5 of the last 6 years. Tonight it's Game 3 as the Bulls meet the Bullets. Coming up, the opening lineups and the opening tip, and we'll continue with Bulls basketball on Sports Channel right after these messages.
To make it to the sizzling, smoking, red-hot playoffs, you've got to have the stuff. Just like Montgomery Ward. We've got Admiral Designer Series top-mount refrigerators for just $4.99. And a Maytag Super Capacity laundry pair. Washer just $4.69, dryer $3.99. Get them while they're hot. Only at Montgomery Ward.
People will do just about anything for Bulls tickets.
And now we have Dr. Doc.
For Bulls tickets, I will perform my gravity-defying, ain't no denying, stupefying slam dunk. Yeah!
Whoa.
It'll help.
What a nut.
Now there's an easier way to get Bulls tickets. Sign up for Ameritech Cellular paging service and be automatically registered to win Bulls playoff tickets. No purchase necessary. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
He didn't want to be tied to a desk. When he started his business, he was already looking 20 years ahead. When you're 25, who takes the long view? Or finds a broker who actually asks, where do you want to be? Your business becomes your life. I know that now. He knew it then. I have a feeling he's still looking 20 years ahead. How's he doing it?
More research, insight, understanding. Payne Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
What you gonna do with all the cash you save?
I got over the puppy.
You don't need an appointment. Just go to CarX for brakes instead of the dealer and you'll save.
Enough for new waiters.
You'll get quality parts and save big on brakes.
I'm gonna buy a silk tie.
He saved $65.
What you gonna do with all the cash you save?
New hats for everybody.
And she saved on her exhaust at CarX.
What you gonna do with all the cash you save? Save a bundle, call the CarX man.
Stephen Norm back with you. Coming up, Game 3, Bulls and Bullets. Bulls going for the sweep. Bill Jackson talked about Randy Brown maybe seeing more action. In Game 1, he only played 4 minutes. In Game 2, he played just 2 minutes. So far, 2 points, 2 fouls, 1 rebound, 1 of 3 shooting. In other words, Randy has hardly seen the court. Why do you want Randy Brown here in Game 3?
Well, I think the defense, for one thing, he plays. And when I saw one of the highlight films we had from the last game, as soon as he got in the game, he stole the ball, went down, laid it up. Matter of fact, dunked it. So I think he can cause some little problems for Rod Strickland. I think he needs to be in there just to give Michael a spell in that department.
All right, Norman, I will see you at halftime. Let's go to the U.S. Air Arena in Landover. Tom, Johnny, and Paps. Guys.
Welcome back to U.S. Airways Arenas. The Bulls prepare to take on the Washington Bullets. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. And they're brought to you by the official Bulls team shop, Montgomery Ward. For Phil Jackson, it's Harper and Jordan. Pippen and Dennis Rodman moves into the starting lineup, along with Luke Longley for the center for the Chicago Bulls. Bernie Bickerstaff will send Strickland and Chaney with Howard and Weber at forwards, and Gheorghe Mureșan gets the starting call. He came out before the game and warmed up, and he looks like he's ready to go. Lou Canales is ready to go as well. A little under the weather tonight. Lou, looking forward to you being in your top form as well.
Feeling much better, Tom. Let's talk about the crowd. It could be the sixth man tonight. Usually when the Bulls come here to Washington, the fans cheer them. When they came out into the arena area tonight, they were booed loudly. These Bullets fans are pumped up. Last time they played a playoff game here at US Air Arena, they had 8,000 no-shows. Jam-packed tonight. Tickets went for $750. The crowd could be a factor. It's one of the big reasons why Dennis Rodman is in the starting lineup. They need his energy to hold off Washington's push right after the tip-off. Back to you guys.
Our officials for the ball game this evening: Dick Bavetta, Kenny Maurer, and David Jones.
Well, two changes in the starting lineup: Gheorghe Mureșan and Dennis Rodman.
Bulls win the tap in the series, 45-44 for the shooting, and a turnover. So the Bulls come at them. Mureșan up high for the screen roll. Longley stays with him. Now Mureșan trying to post up. Jumper from the left side from Calvert Chaney. Harper dribbles out and they go down low.
There's a double team already on
Mureșan stays with Rodman. MJ with 5 on the clock. 4-3. Short, and Mureșan is right there.
Already you see the energy of this team defensively coming out, applying pressure, and they often use Chris Weber as a guy to come double team.
Offensive foul on Strickland coming on down. Michael taking a big body position on him, so Strickland picks up number 1.
Well, Strickland's one of those guys that will oftentimes try to over-penetrate because he doesn't like settling for a 15-foot jump shot. Michael understands that. He had good position that time and drew the charge. And that's something now you got Rod Strickland with an early foul.
MJ comes across to post up. Instead, the Bulls with a quick reverse. Scottie goes right down the lane. Dishes off. Luke puts it up, and it's tapped in by Rodman.
Now you see that they have Mureșan guarding Dennis Rodman. That allows him to roam and challenge shots. But Dennis is such a good offensive rebounder. Mureșan came over that time to help on Luke's shot attempt, and Dennis was there for the score.
Howard with a quick move from 12 hits. Phil Jackson up, talking to the officials. Luke on top, got it to Scottie, double team. Luke had it knocked away out of bounds.
Boy, they're very aggressive, that ball going in. Luke not ready to handle the ball. You got to be ready for these double teams early.
Sports Channel like to welcome our affiliate Continental Cable, the viewers in Elmhurst, Lombard, and throughout DuPage County. Strickland, great crossover move, comes into Luke Longley, and Big Luke will pick up the foul. And that's got to be one of the things, Pax, that concerns the Bulls coaches is when this guy gets going to the basket.
Well, it's easier said than done, but what you'd like to do is stay in front of Rod Strickland. If you reach, it gives him an opportunity to cross over and get into the lane. He was able to do that. And what they do sometimes on offense is they run guys along the baseline. So the defender's backs are turned away from Strickland. He's able to get down there, and by the time you turn, it's sometimes too late. And in that case, he drew a foul.
They're double teaming down here quickly already on different guys. Luke Longley, Pippen's got double teamed twice.
I think what they're trying to do is they're just trying to take the Bulls out of their offense. Just coming early, not letting them set up in their triangle. That's where the Bulls are going to have to read it, move the basketball.
Scottie flares out a little bit, now comes underneath and throws it away. Chaney is running on the opposite side hard. Strickland changes hands in the air and lays it in. 8-2 now. Washington with the lead. And guys, one of the things we talked about was that the Bulls would have to sustain an early push from the Bullets.
Well, you already have 3 turnovers by the Bulls, and they've led to a score each time. You have to take better care of the basketball.
What's going on out here?
Chaney, baseline for Howard. Juwan Howard from 15.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Bulls are not ready on the offensive end, and this club is playing through that emotional string right now.
Bullets haven't missed. Bulls are just 1 of 3.
And this is where Phil oftentimes likes to let his team play through situations like this to find a way to play on the floor together.
Scottie comes up high. Down low, MJ finds Luke from 12 feet. Rebound tipped out, and Strickland will be right there. 10-2, Bullets with the lead. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first period. Howard backs his way in and hits that.
They've run out now. They just got a cross match that time where Hart had to pick up Howard. He just backed him into the post. There was no help coming. He has the ability to shoot over that right shoulder. He's going to be able to shoot over a guy like Hart.
Guys, you've both been in situations like this with this kind of emotion. How do you play through this? What do you need to do?
Well, you just stay with what got you here. And this team right now, we're not getting the ball inside, we're taking too quick of shots, have yet to line them up in the triangle offense really and try to throw the ball inside.
And on the other side, the Bullets have done almost everything correct. That time they turn it over. Harp thought about it, now hangs on. 4-2, the turnover story. Harp from 15, back to the rim, and Mureșan.
Say the Bulls look terrible shooting.
Chaney right down, and a slam for Chris Webber. Phil Jackson is up off the bench. Let's see if he takes a timeout now. He does. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first period, and the Bullets lead the Bulls 14-2.
You barely notice him, but he's on the field for every single Sox game. Get in the loop as Sports Channel explores the unsung world of White Sox third base coach Doug Rader. Get in the loop Tuesday night on the Sports Channel Report.
He brushes his teeth, just like you. He calls his mother every Sunday, just like you. He makes time for his kids, just like you. He drives a Chevy Blazer, just like you. He has 4 NBA championship rings, just like... He drives a Chevy Blazer, just like you. And if he bought another one right now, he'd get $1,000 cash back, just like you.
Watch out, Chicago, because someday the Windy City will be blown away.
I don't understand what's happening.
It's the old making way for the new. Evolution.
You'll come from another galaxy and stop at nothing to take over our planet.
They're here!
A television motion picture like you've never seen before.
Now it begins.
Beware Chicago. Robin Cook's Invasion, coming Sunday to NBC5.
I've never been to Las Vegas.
Welcome to my town.
Checked into my hotel. It's a pyramid. Look at this place. This is amazing.
See the lights, the shows.
There are lots of great shows in Las Vegas. I found out a new code.
24/7.
It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they're not kidding. Never sleep.
Totally amazing.
There'll be plenty of time to rest when I get, back to work.
In May, the Sports Channel Report will dazzle you with some fascinating features, among others, In the Loop, Sox third base coach Doug Rader. Sports Channel Report in May, Chicago's championship headquarters. And the first game in round 2 of the playoffs is Chicago Sun-Times Spirit Towel Night. First 20,000 fans in the United Center will receive a Bulls Spirit Towel, compliments of the Chicago Sun-Times.
You know, Tommy, I said you got to play through the first 5 minutes of this emotion. Well, they went 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and the Bullets have taken their biggest lead of the series. They had an 8-point lead Sunday and a 5-point lead on the opening game. But right now, they look superb. 6 for 6 from the field.
Pax, you played in a ball game in Miami's first home playoff game ever, where they had a blitz against the Bulls, against you guys early in that game. But you came back to win it. How do you handle your composure now? What do you need to get done?
Well, the biggest thing you have to do is keep your poise. Understand that you knew coming in they were going to have an effort like this where they're going to be high energy. You have to stay with what got you here. And at first play out of the timeout, the Bulls throw it inside the loop.
And Dennis Rodman puts up, misses, but Scottie tips in. And Lou Canellis is standing by. What's up, Lou?
Yeah, no sense of panic inside the Bulls huddle prior to them coming out on the court. Phil Jackson just told them, run the offense, settle down out there. This rush will go on for another 2-3 minutes. Let's get back in this game.
And the Bulls' 2 baskets come off of offensive rebound.
Big George kicks it back out. Chris Webber to Mureșan, short. And Dennis Rodman right there. 6:45 left in the first period. 14-4. Bullets with the lead. Dennis turns and looks, finds Luke. Bulls doing a little bit of standing around right now. Shot clock at 5. MJ top of the circle with Cheney on him. Fade away from 20 hits. Mureșan is high with Cheney. Strickland with the crossover move.
Now the Bulls like to send that wing screen and roll baseline. That time it's such a quick move, and Strickland generally doesn't pull up. They'd like to run him toward the basket where a big guy can come from the weak side and help. That's a shot that the Bulls would like him to take.
Harp fakes the 3, comes inside from 17. Nope. And the rebound fought for. Dennis Rodman gets another chance for the Bulls. A lot of boos as MJ touches the ball. That's something that they asked for. Harp for 3, hits. And matching the Bulls' number of winning games this year, that's another $71 that goes to charitables from CarX Muffler and Brake. So the Bulls kind of edging back into this one, guys. 16-9 now.
Now here comes the same possession, same set that they ran the last time down. Bernie is a repeat coach. If something works, he'll go back to it.
Chris Webber for 3. And Juwan Howard will get the loose ball foul coming over the back.
And one of the interesting things Phil's done coming out is Jason Caffey started the first 2 games. He started him on Juwan Howard because Juwan Howard is a post-up player. And we've seen Scottie Pippen, because Chris Webber likes to roam along the perimeter, that's been a matchup that he stayed with. Even with Dennis now in the starting lineup, he allows him to play Howard. And generally you'd think him as a guy probably playing Webber, and we may even see that as this game goes along.
Scottie picks up his dribble. Inside MJ had it knocked away. And Calbert Cheney will pick up the personal foul.
Just a little over-aggressiveness by Cheney.
Now Dennis Rodman talking to Dick Bavetta, the official. There's Dennis. And that's Bavetta. Well, the Bulls seem to have weathered this storm pretty well. I mean, it was really bad for a while. Now a basket.
Well, you saw 4 bullets coming at Michael that time, and he just spun to the baseline. Somehow got that up. Strickland was the first guy coming off of Ron Harper.
And we got a timeout called by the Bullets. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first period. The Bulls have cut it back to a 5-point lead.
Want a bud?
Sure.
Ouch.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Yes. Where were we?
And now, Scottie Pippen!
Winning is great, but it's what's behind the win that counts. Strategy, perseverance, and most of all, teamwork. What's true on the court is true on the streets. Chicago neighborhoods are safer because of a new team at work, the CAPS team. Residents, police, and the city teaming up to prevent crime. When you join the CAPS team, everybody wins. Safe neighborhoods are everybody's business. Call 744-CAPS and get with the beat.
Welcome. My name is Fred Bartucci with Watson Motorsports, and as you can see, our phones are ringing off the hook, and we're going to tell you why.
For openers, we just received over $10 million in special financing just for you.
So no matter if you have good credit, bad credit, or no credit, with just $100 down, you can drive today.
And don't forget, we have 4 lots with over 500 cars to choose from. So call us now at 708-388-5000.
Only 5 teams in NBA history have come back to win a series after being down 2 games to none. Only 1 team did it when they were the 8th seed in the playoff picture, and they were battling the top seed. The team that did it, Bernie Bickerstaff's Denver Nuggets back in 1994. They were down 2-0 to the #1 team in the NBA that season, the Seattle Supersonics, a club that had won 60 games. They lost the first 2 in Seattle and came back to win the next 3. Back to Tom and Johnny.
Who will ever forget Mutombo laying on the floor, kissing that ball? That was really some big upset. Yeah.
Well, let's see what the Bullets try and do now. Scottie against Chris Webber as Webber just backs in. Scottie knocked it away, tried to save it, and he did. What a great play by Scottie.
They come out of a timeout and try to post up Webber using his size advantage against Scottie, but he's exposed the ball, and Scottie was able to get a hand on it.
Nice pass inside, and Dennis Rodman will go to the free throw line. The Shoot the Bull 3-on-3 Classic returns this summer to Chicago's Grant Park. Call 312-455-4000 for more information, and check the Tribune on Wednesday or Sunday, or visit any Chicagoland Sport Mart location for an entry form. Sponsored in part by the Tribune, Coca-Cola, Pro Player, Columbia Healthcare, and AT&T.
That's 2 on Cheney now, so we'll see Jaren Jackson come in for him.
And we've seen the Bulls settle into their offense now, where they turned the ball over early the first few minutes of the game and led to runouts and that energy and emotion that the Bullets were able to carry with it. Now they've settled into it. They're getting better shots on the offensive end. And right now they're right back in this ballgame.
And Pax, what does it mean to the Bullets? They had that great run. I think it was 14-2, and now the Bulls are right back in this ballgame. Does that deflate them a little bit?
I think it's one of the things why Bernie took a timeout when he did, to settle them back down, say, let's stay with what we've done. Let's continue to play aggressively.
Juwan Howard makes the move on the wing. Puts it in. That's a beautiful move.
He has that jump hook in the lane from that left block, and right now he's off to a great start. 4-4 from the field, 8 points.
Randy Brown picks up his dribble. Back to MJ. Top of the circle jumper. Michael bangs it home. Four-point ball game, and Strickland missed it, and Randy Brown is right there. Bulls trail by 4. Scottie tries to cut it to 1. Doesn't. Michael right there for the offensive rebound. Pip on top. Randy Brown from 16. And Mureșan and Dennis Rodman get involved in a shoving match.
Let's see what we got here.
Bernie Bickerstaff comes out onto the floor. Kenny Maurer, the official, tells him to get back toward the bench.
See what they got. David Jones comes on over.
The shot goes up by Randy Brown, and there it is, Red, underneath.
Just a little wrestling.
You know, anytime George steps into you to box you out, his elbows are right at chin level. And I think Dennis may have taken exception to that, although Dennis gets tangled up with him too, and then throws a little bit of an elbow.
So what did they do here? Call a double foul on these guys? Just a foul on Dennis Rodman.
to 14 Bullets with the lead. And the thing you hate about this is this gets the crowd back into it a little bit and maybe gives them a little bit of fire.
Now there's an offensive foul down low, or 3.
Oh, you're right. Foul on Jaren Jackson. That's a big play. Because all of a sudden you could just feel the tension coming back into the building.
I got to get Scottie a couple shots here.
Bulls start with 2 guards high, and now Randy Brown goes behind. There's the illegal defense called. Illegal against Mureșan. Mureșan hollers that he got out. Mureșan talks to David Jones.
Just the spacing of the Bulls offense that time. Dennis was able to step up behind the three-point line, and they caught George. And as we mentioned before, Mureșan is such a roamer defensively that you have to bring him away from the basket. And if they open the floor as they did that time, they will catch him in those situations.
All right, Murray's in. Tracy Murray in now for the big guy.
Tony Kukoc up for the Bulls. Now Lou Canoa standing by. What's up, Lou?
Yeah, something that Phil Jackson told Dennis Rodman just before the team came out here onto the court, guys, was I want you to move on offense and I want you to stay away from the paint. I want to see if Mureșan chases you. If he doesn't, we'll draw him into illegal defenses. And sure enough, we saw that.
2:50 left in the first.
I had 5 fouls, 2 on Cheney, 2 on Jaren Jackson, 1 on Juwan Howard.
MJ underneath Tony right there, tips it in.
See, that's good for Tony to get a basket like that early. He's been struggling from the field, just 3 of 15.
Why didn't they shoot free throws?
I think one was an offensive foul, though, Red.
On Jackson, the offensive foul was called.
One was on Strickland, I know, but... Oh, okay.
Randy Brown with it on the wing. Bulls with good energy offensively now. MJ double teamed as Weber comes over to help out on him. Into the corner, Randy Brown back to Tony. Shot clock at 5, at 4. MJ baseline hangs off the glass. Dennis right there, tips it in.
The Bulls are just stringing out the defense of Washington right now. They're getting what they want, and anytime a shot goes up, it looks like the offensive boards are free.
A 20-second timeout called by the Bullets, and Pax, let's expound on what you were just talking about. The Bulls have changed a little bit offensively. They're a little bit more aggressive, and when they move the basketball like that, they spread out the Bullets defensively.
Well, and what Washington has done too is they've taken it upon Weber now to go and double team Michael, and when he does that, and that time Michael backed the ball out, so he's out on the floor. When you do that, you expose something. Then you have 3 guys on the weak side who have to zone it up, and it leaves your defensive boards vulnerable. And Dennis is the best in the game at going and grabbing offensive rebounds. Anytime a shot goes up, if his man is left him, he just has to go to the boards.
See what happened Sunday against the Bullets. MJ at 55, rest of the team with 54. The field goals, the free throws, and the offensive rebounds. And what it comes down to is Michael did half the job. Now it's spread out a little bit more. So far, Scottie's only got a couple points. Rodman with 5. Michael's got 6. Ron Harper's got 3. Tony with a couple. So they're getting things from different people.
Well, and you look at shot distribution, too. You already have 3 of the starters in Pip, Dennis, and Harp, who have 3 shot attempts, and Luke's taken 2 also. So that's a good sign. That shows you that the ball is moving and that they're trying to take advantage of the double teams that are coming.
You saw the Bulls on a run, 14-4, as Strickland brings it across. Bullets started out leading 14-4. The Bulls have answered with the same run and a foul called on Randy Brown.
Now, Randy, good pressure on the basketball, forcing Strickland to work. But as he picked the ball up, just that little reach in and slap on the arm, those are the fouls you'd like to stay away from.
Scottie comes in front, tries to save it, can't. Knocks it away, and then he hollers at Kenny Maurer, the official, about Weber being on his back. Tracy Murray had a great first half on Sunday against Tony Kukoc. Strickland goes inside.
Looked like he put that left arm out.
I'll tell you, for the foul. Phil Jackson saying the same thing.
Absolutely. Take a good look at this one and watch the left arm of Rod Strickland. All right, watch him make the move now. Watch the left arm. He just pushes Scottie off with that. But he gets a 3-point play out of it.
And you saw Randy just get a little out of balance and allowed Strickland to spin. But this is kind of nice because Phil's had an opportunity now to put Randy Brown in the game, work Strickland a little bit, and Michael guards Jaren Jackson, who's really not an offensive threat. And right now he can get a little rest on the defensive end.
Oh, Dennis is up in the jar there with his hand. It's a wonder they didn't take that away. Michael with 8 points.
Good strong move by MJ, and it's back to a 1-point ball game with 1:10 left in the first period. Murray underneath, off the glass, and good. Scottie comes right down the floor, heads it blocked out of bounds. A little bit out of rhythm that time. Scottie would have liked to have gone up a little bit stronger. Pip 1 of 4 from the field. Ron Harper comes in, and Michael will get a break with just under a minute left in the first period. Harvey Grant comes into the ball game. Juwan Howard will sit down. And Tim Legler will check in. Jaren Jackson comes out.
And Bernie feels that now with Michael out of the game, he can put a guy like Legler in. He had Jaren Jackson in there to guard Michael. Now Legler with Hart back in the game, he feels he can match up with him, and you have a guy who can shoot it as well.
Dennis comes across to set the screen. Tony bounces through. Nice pass to Rodman, who slams it.
Boy, 7 points by Dennis. Right, little setup of a screen and roll, and Tony with a nice pass.
They swing the offense, looking for Murray. I think he'd have a little tougher time against Scottie. Shot clock down to 5. Weber goes baseline. Kukoc over to help out. Throws it out to Grant. They won't get it off. Shot clock violation. Bulls ball.
Well, the Bulls trailed by 12 here, 14-2. And now with 20.9, they've got a chance to take the lead. Steve Kerr gets a call for Dennis, I believe. Dennis with a nice quarter here.
7 points, 4 rebounds for Dennis Rodman. 3 of 4 shooting as he sits down. Should be the last possession of the quarter, and the Bulls with a chance to take a lead here.
You really have some options now. You got Weber guarding Tony, and if you'd like, to put the ball in his hands and let him go at him a little bit.
Set a screen for Scottie. Randy Brown pops up. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Kukoc goes down the lane, dishes off, baseline Randy Brown, in and out. Weber, too late. We played 1 period here in Landover, Maryland, and the Washington Bullets with a 14-4 start lead the Chicago Bulls 23-22.
Phil Jackson felt that after watching the game tape of the first 2 ball games, Dennis Rodman looked uncomfortable coming off the bench. It showed in his numbers, just 8 rebounds game 2, 9 rebounds game 1, just a couple of points both games combined. He told Dennis today at the practice, earlier at the shoot-around, if you wear your knee brace, you'll start. Sure enough, he's wearing the knee brace. He started, and he looks much more comfortable out on the court. He played all but 22 seconds in the first quarter, guys. Had 7 points, 4 rebounds. Looked great on defense against Mureșan. It's a different Dennis Rodman tonight than the one we saw the first 2 games. Back to you guys.
Let's take a look at the first quarter stats now. Field goals, Bulls and Bullets. Each team with 10 makes. 10 less attempts for the Bullets, though. And then you saw the rebounds. About the same. And a different lineup on the floor for the Bulls now. Brian Williams, Scottie Pippen, Jason Caffey, Tony Kukoc, and Steve Kerr.
Well, a lot of those, the reason the Bulls had 10 extra shot attempts, they went to the offensive boards and scored when they got there.
Strickland takes his time. Now picks up his dribble. Gets it back, had it knocked away. Murray off the glass and good. And Pax, I would think that they really need Tracy Murray to play well.
He's played well in the series so far, averaging over 17 a game, and he's the only guy coming off the bench that has scored for them. Actually, the only guy who scored a field goal in the first 2 games, so they need his production.
Ryan Williams backs his way in, had it knocked away. Shot clock at 8 at 7. Williams spin move inside with the jump hook off. Rebound Jason Caffey, saved it. Murray right there. Howard and Mureșan set to check in. 25-22 Bullets with the lead. Strickland backs in against Steve Kerr. To Chris Weber for 3. Way off.
Let's see what Tony does with Legler on him now.
Steve Kerr for 3.
Rod Strickland can be an inattentive defender, and one of the things that Steve should be able to do is get some shots if Strickland just kind of runs back lazily. That time he just recognizes that's just a shot in their offense when they throw it to the top of the circle that Steve is asked to take.
He just came right back with a 3 on him himself, Rod Strickland.
Kerr, by the way, was another $71 that goes to charitables from Carex.
Well, they only gave Steve 2 shots in that last game, so it's good to see him getting one early here.
Brian Williams steps up high. Lob pass goes inside for Scottie. Pip fakes one way, gets it back. Steve Kerr open for 3. And looking shot, too. That's a great shot out of the offense. Lob pass. Great defense by Scottie to knock it away, and a foul call. We got a timeout. 9:55 left in the first half. The Bullets lead the Bulls 28-25.
The past is prelude. 4 championships have cemented the legacy of the most dominant dynasty in professional athletics today. But now the battle cry sounds again. A call to action for the NBA's elite. This year, the Bulls are taking the 5th. Scottie, Tony, and the Bulls face a major challenge in the form of Chris Webber and the upstart Washington Bullets. Sports Channel, Chicago's championship headquarters.
In the league. These legs have more miles on them than most minivans. That's why I never play a game without my Ginsana. Ginsana's got G115 ginseng, the real stuff.
The lasting energy of G115 is real. It's what makes Ginsana different from everything else on the shelf.
You can feel your age, or you can feel your Ginsana.
Feel your Ginsana.
28-25, Bullets with the lead over the Bulls by 3. And Reg, as you look at what's happened so far, I think the Bulls answered the charge very early. And now the Bullets aren't going to get a lot of rest. Their starters are going to play. It seems like they got about a minute, and then they come right back in, like Gheorghe Mureșan, who's been injured. They need these guys to play well, and they need them to be well rested.
Now look at what Gheorghe did during the regular season, almost 69% from the field.
Michael Jordan will come back in. Al Gore and Tipper Gore at the ball game.
Oh, we got a quick second as David Stern is also here. He was in Minneapolis last night. Got a quick second condolences to Mike Reiko's family, the Pulitzer Prize journalist who passed away. Worked for the Tribune, good friend of mine, and popular writer in Chicago.
Absolutely, John.
Get it in, Jason.
All the timeout. Jason had to take a timeout. The Bulls will make it a 22nd timeout.
I think you still could have got that ball in.
Phil will look at his team and say, how about we move?
That's the situation. That's good coaching by Bernie Bickerstaff coming out of a timeout to jump the Bulls like that. But the Bulls had both their postmen down here in the front court. No one was available to come up and provide a release, and you have to take a timeout. Phil likes saving those 20-second timeouts. He likes to use those at the end of the half rather than wasting it on an out-of-bounds situation.
Well, that old safety outlet of throw it over the top, let Michael go get it, works pretty good, too.
Yeah, but up there, they forced Michael back to the baseline, and Howard was up on him as well.
Well, let's see what they do here now.
Brian Williams steps up, but Steve Kerr was right there. Whitney in the ball game. As Strickland gets a break. Michael flares down through. Tony goes in to post up. Bulls with the reverse of the triangle. And Whitney will pick up the foul.
Whitney trying to run Steve off of a screen. And Whitney's a guy that will pay more attention to Steve Kerr. But he's probably not going to be on the floor for very long. They're just buying some time right now with give Rod Strickland some rest. Here's Steve as he reverses the basketball. Whitney trying to run him off a shot and bumps him.
Tony Kukoc from the baseline with a 3. That's another $71 that goes to Charitables from CarX. In fact, you may have a good point early in the ballgame when he got that easy 2.
Well, I think sometimes Tony settles for the jump shot too early in games. He has such size, and I think sometimes when you're struggling with your shot, you got to run the floor harder. You got to go to the offensive boards, get some easy scores, and then that jumper looks even better to you.
How about a lead for the Bulls?
Now the Bulls only had 2 hoops in that quarter, a 3 by Kerr and a 3 by Kukoc, and now that little J by Steve Kerr.
30-28, Bulls with the lead. Mureșan with the lob inside, puts it up. Oh! A foul called on Brian Williams.
Brian thought he had all ball, but Not to be. Down they go. Very deep position. A little fake. Brian goes up with the right hand. Looked like the extension of the hand, didn't it?
It looked like Mureșan could have caught it and taken it right up to the rim, because Brian Williams, as we've seen, likes to three-quarter or front those post passes, and George just wasn't able to gather himself and take it up to the basket. Looked like a pretty good block.
Now Strickland has to come right back in again. Big George.
Ties it back up at 30. Kerr dribbles out down to the baseline. Inside for Tony, and as he was going to the basket, I think Strickland reached out and grabbed him.
That's his third foul if it is.
And he's complaining, but he had a hold of Tony's waist. And one of the things that you want to do with Rod Strickland is make him defend. We talked about it in game 1. And anytime you screen him, he'll get hung up. And there you see the grab.
There he is.
Right around the waist.
Bernie Bickerstaff looking down now, wondering should he pull the plug here on Strickland or.
And Strickland went over and talked to him and said, "Leave me in. I want to play." MJ goes down to Tony. Kukoc turns and looks. Drives baseline. Tony double pumps inside, looking for Brian Williams. Comes down with it. Brian Williams with a left hand.
We saw him do that in game 1, score over the top of Mureșan.
He's had some big baskets going right at George, hasn't he?
So the Bulls take the lead back by a pair. Howard one-on-one as they clear out. Strickland.
Good job.
Steve went down. Strickland from 15 hits, and Steve looks like he's all right. That didn't look too good for a second.
It didn't. It was actually great defensive help by Steve, and then a nice closeout on Strickland to force him to pick it up. If he'd been able to stay on his feet, Strickland probably wouldn't have gotten the shot off.
Steve Kerr looks a little winded as he goes out. And a foul on Tracy Murray.
That's his recovery out to Strickland. He just gets caught on Strickland's leg and goes down, and Strickland able to keep his balance and go up and make the free throw line jump shot.
Weber back in now for Tracy Murray.
And he's got his starters. Bernie Bickerstaff has his starting lineup back on the floor.
Kerr fakes the three.
See if there's any help coming. Here comes Weber.
MJ finds Brian Williams with the right hand, couldn't get it. Mureșan with the rebound. Well, he's rebounded a little bit better. That's his 5th rebound. Still just 2 points for Gheorghe Mureșan. Cheney tried to save it.
Threw it off the coach. Threw it off of Bickerstaff.
And now David Jones talking.
Well, Chris Webber has had a tough time in this series handling the basketball. He has 11 turnovers in 2 games, and that's something that from your star player, especially a forward, even though he does handle the ball a lot, that's just too many.
You know, he gets a lot of them on a flashy type play rather than just making the ordinary pass.
Bulls again start with that 2-guard high lineup as Tony Kukoc flashes across with Juwan Howard on it. Into the corner, Steve Kerr. Lost the ball for a second, now takes the jumper from 15 on the left side. Steve Kerr drains it.
7 points for Steve in this quarter.
3 of 4 from the field. Bulls 15 of 31. 13 of 18 for the Bullets, so they're shooting better, but only 18 shots compared to 31 for the Bulls. Cheney runs into Brian Williams, and Williams will pick up the personal foul. We get a timeout. 6:47 left first half. The Bulls lead the Bullets 34-32.
W1 by Raymond Weil. The cutting edge in time. Time for the next generation. W1 by Raymond Weil.
Scottie's heading for the playoffs. But first, he's making a little detour to Montgomery Ward. Good thinking, Scottie, because right now there's a great deal on a Sharp camcorder. It's just $4.99 with a mail-in rebate. A Sharp 27-inch color TV with stereo sound is only $2.99. And take home a Toshiba Hi-Fi VCR for $1.99. So what'd you get, Scottie? Pip? Huh. Hope he doesn't miss the next playoff game. Hurry into Montgomery Ward for great brands at great prices.
The 97 Mazda Protege LX Sports Sedan. $13,745. Add cruise and power everything, and the price goes to... Add air conditioning, and the price jumps to... Add a CD player, and the price soars to... Add the best basic warranty in its class, and hey, you get the idea. Now get the passion. And 2.9 for 36. Ends April 30th.
Welcome back to US Air Arena. We're standing alongside the president of the Washington Bullets, Susan O'Malley. And boy, will you give us an idea of the excitement that this Bullets team has generated in this area since the last month of the regular season? This place was rocking the night.
Oh, yeah. We said we haven't had this much fun since West Sunset was in shorts. This has been a long time coming. We're enjoying it.
Now I'm going to ask you the chick question, as you called it. What's it like being a female in a business dominated by males?
You know what? You always get their attention, that's for sure. David Stern runs a good ship. Never have any trouble, and I think it starts at the top. It's a great job.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
Susan O'Malley, the highest-ranking woman in major sports, president of the Washington Bullets. Back to you guys.
I liked her comment, too. I'd read that earlier about how last time they were this excited is when Unseld was in shorts and running around out here.
Cheney with a chance to tie. A couple free throws coming up. He's got 2 points in the game.
He just does not look comfortable on the free throw line. A guy who doesn't get there very often. And we talked about this before in game one. He shoots it so well. He has such a nice stroke, but it's a little different when he gets up there on the free throw line.
First game in round 2 of the playoffs is Chicago Sun-Times Spirit Towel Night. First 20,000 fans in the United Center will receive a Bulls Spirit Towel. Compliments of the Sun-Times.
Oh, you're right, Pax. He didn't look too comfortable. Good free throw shooter.
And Bickerstaff had to take Strickland out after that last time out with the 3 fouls, and Whitney back in the ballgame.
MJ fades from 15 and hits again. 36-32 now Bulls with the lead. Michael 5 of 8 from the floor. Cheney down low for Juwan Howard with Rodman on him. Steve Kerr comes to help. Whitney for 3 hits.
That's the first basket off the bench for them in the 3 games outside of Tracy Murray.
And Whitney has that capability of shooting 3-pointers. Made 58 of them on the season, and he's a young player who's pretty aggressive, and he'll take this challenge on, getting some minutes.
MJ top of the circle for 3, back to the rim. And Scottie right there picked it up. Pip finds Dennis Rodman off the glass, and Dennis with a good ball game.
Nice job by Scottie drawing Mureșan to him, and at the last minute giving up to Dennis, allowing him to get the ball to the basket.
Bulls lead it by 3, coming up on 5.5 left in the first half. Howard cut off by Rodman, baseline jumper, and Dennis right there for the rebound. Well, guys, since it was 14-4, the Bulls defense has stepped up, and the offense is starting to move a lot better.
Well, not only has the defense stepped up, but what happened early in the game when they...
Whoa, offensive foul. Luke went right over and just creamed Whitney.
When the Bulls were struggling early in the game, they were turning the ball over. We talked about 4 turnovers. That turnover by Luke is the first one since the beginning of the game. That was just an acting job by Whitney. When you look for a screener, you look to see if Luke got both feet down and stayed solid. He did, and that was just Whitney running into the screen and getting the call.
Mureșan fouled by Luke. Longley goes right over to Dick Lavetta and starts talking to him.
Luke may have lost his concentration a little bit, too, after that. He was upset at the call.
The foul on this one, on this end, causes the foul on that end, unfortunately. Weber flashes open and hits the jump hook.
That's Weber's one move from that left block is to turn in the lane and shoot that jump hook. You try to turn him out to the baseline and make him shoot a jump shot. Phil staying with Luke, even though he has the 3 fouls.
He almost got a 4th. Kerr, baseline jumper. Dennis Rodman right there again. Oh, and then he throws it away, and now Michael's got to beat Cheney down there, and finally just lets it go out of bounds.
Just a little lazy pass by Dennis coming out, one-handed. Didn't have a good grip on the ball.
Shoot the Bull 3-on-3 Classic returns this summer to Chicago's Grand Park. Call 312-455-4000 for more information. Check the Tribune on Wednesday or Sunday, or visit any Chicagoland Sport location for an entry form.
Bernie Bickerstaff takes Mureșan out of the game, and that affords Phil Jackson the opportunity to go small, bringing Tony Kukoc off the bench and Luke being in foul trouble.
Howard had it knocked away, but it belonged to the Bullets. With 20 on the shot clock and 4:25 left in the first half. Murray comes around the screen, missed it, but Calvert Cheney is right there. Cheney backs his way in. Good fake, blocked by Dennis Rodman. Stayed with it again.
Oh.
Up and in by Howard.
Juwan Howard stayed right on top of it. He's got 10, and this crowd gets back into it as they take a 1-point lead.
Michael goes by Cheney in the lane, fires off the glass, and it bounces in. The shooter's touch for Michael. 12.6 of 10 from the field for MJ.
Rodman, the only guy who's been to the free throw line for this club.
Shot clock at 10 as Cheney looks to make the move. Tough jumper.
Got Michael right up on his left hand, almost on top of the ball.
That's why the guy's a good pro. He really got a lot of grief, Max, the other day when MJ got 55.
Well, you always wonder the mindset of a guy after something like that. How's he going to come out and play? And, you know, he's going at Michael right now on the offensive end.
Steve Kerr from the left side missed that. Rodman right there, lost it, and a foul on Dennis Rodman. And Phil is up really hollering at David Jones. Michael comes over and does the same, and the referee just runs away. Dennis is following him down the floor, still talking to him. Looks very amicable. I mean, Dennis just saying, I think here's what happened. Maybe you could watch this.
With Chris Whitney in the lineup, you don't see the same offense that you see when Rod Strickland. With Rod Strickland, a lot of screen and roll. Right now, Whitney's on top of the floor by himself. They're running baseline screens for their shooters.
They throw it away.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 2:49 left in the first half. And as we go out, you'll see what happened on the foul called on Dennis. Bullets lead it by 1.
James Burke here. Connections 3 on TLC is a show about exactly that. The connections between things. Like that rather nice bottle of Chardonnay, which in fact is vitally connected to your laptop, and that brilliant bunch of yellow tulips, and that crunchy bowl of cornflakes. You'll find out how on Connections 3. A journey across the great web of knowledge that links everything to everything.
That's amazing.
All you have to do is look around.
Connections 3, Sunday at 7 Central on TLC. Adventures for your mind.
Cheers.
Hey, things are back to the way they were.
You want a pie? Go see Grandma. You want it stuffed? Hey, see a taxidermist. You want deep dish? Here's a shovel. But if you're looking for something different, something better, come to Bertucci's for our handcrafted brick oven pizza. You get a light, crispy crust and a sophisticated taste that could only come from a Bertucci's brick oven. Now, doesn't that sound better? Bertucci's. Our brick oven makes it better.
Friday night, the Sox will try to continue on the comeback trail with a victory against the Anaheim Angels. First pitch is Friday at 7 on Sports Channel. We know the Sox inside and out. Check your local listings, of course. We hope they're on the main Sports Channel. Coming up on our Chevy and Geo Dealers halftime report, Cash and Norm will have first half highlights plus a preview of the Lakers and Blazers game.
Happy birthday to Jim Kendrick. We never lose on his birthday. Okay. Pip still talking it over with David Jones about that foul on Rodman.
See, by quarter, the field goal percentage, Bulls up 57. Washington 77% in the first quarter. Pax, you and I and Johnny were talking about that before the game. You just knew that they were going to come out with that kind of early energy.
Well, and you also expect the team on their home floor to shoot better. You know, this is a place where they play half their games, obviously, and you feel more comfortable in these surroundings, so they've gotten off to a good start shooting the ball, but the Bulls right in this basketball game.
MJ with the fake. Goes over the head to Tony. Kukoc comes underneath. Up, no, but a foul called as Tony was going to the basket.
And what was nice about that from the Bulls' perspective is they got the ball from left side to right side and then got the ball inside to Tony Kukoc, where he has a size advantage on Tracy Murray. He was able to go at him and draw a foul.
Let's talk about why it's good to reverse the ball from side to side, what that does to the defense.
Well, it doesn't allow the defense to load up on you on one side, keep it there. It makes them move, and now they have to slide. Good ball movement. When you move it to the other side, that middle or the center spot and that low post is generally open. And it's a great way to threaten the defense by throwing the ball down low.
Bulls with some full court pressure now. Oh, Michael was going for it against Juwan Howard. Almost had the steal.
16 points off the bench now for the Bulls. Nice job.
Murray for three. And Scottie right there for the rebound. Bulls have been doing a nice job cutting down that offensive rebound. MJ stutter step goes by Knight. Pass inside to Dennis for the slam.
Double figures for Dennis, 11 points. Very active, moving around, not staying down in that 3-second lane.
Well, those things are set up by the good passes up the floor that takes the defense back with them. And they throw the ball out to Michael. He draws the defense to him and he finds somebody open.
Scottie did that, didn't he?
MJ with the block.
Scottie brought that ball up, created that situation.
Steve threw it ahead to Tony. You just get the defense back on their heels, and it opens so many things up. It's when you have to dribble it up every time that defenses can set up against you and make it very difficult to get into your offense.
Just under 2 minutes left here in the first half. Whitney for three from the left side, and he's got a pair of those here in the first half.
Long three by him. He rushed that a little bit, too. They had some time.
Phil Jackson hollers out, get to your spots.
Just wants them to get in the offense.
Offensive foul on.
That's twice now that Whitney has run into screens and just thrown his body in there. He's trying to run Steve Kerr off of it. And here's Scottie just getting the ball and trying to get that foot down. But it's really Whitney initiating the contact on Steve Kerr that causes this collision.
Now Scottie picks up the foul. His second. And they throw it away.
Here's that pass that we talked about setting it up here. Steve Kerr comes down, gives it to Tony. Tony looks like he's going to take the three, but he fires it out to Michael. Michael's going to find Dennis underneath, and Dennis is all alone.
Tony comes off the screen. Tony for three. Missed it. Rebound tap. Loose inside. And finally brought down by Whitney. Bullets and the Bulls are tied with a minute left in the first half. Howard inside for Weber. Blocked and a foul called, and Michael can't believe it.
Michael's first foul. Juwan Howard on the way up finds his old college teammate. Michael gets the foul. Weber with 2 free throws.
Weber now, he's at the foul line. He's been there these are only his 7th and 8th free throw attempts in 3 games. And that's one of those things. He has the size and the ability to draw fouls. Not a very good free throw shooter. You wonder if he sometimes stays away from that because he doesn't like being at the line. But you would expect a guy like Weber to get there more. In fact, coming into the game, he's taken more 3-point attempts than he had foul shots. And this is your leading scorer at 20 points a game.
And your power forward, the guy that you want to have take the ball to the basket and go hard every time he can. Tony with it on the wing.
Now, Bernie Bickerstaff did not like Tracy Murray's defense on Tony Kukoc, so he brings Harvey Grant in the game.
Tony goes through and puts it up, got fouled.
And Tony just looks so much more aggressive here in this first half, more comfortable on the floor. And sometimes that happens with an injury where it may take a game, 2, sometimes even 3 to feel your way around the floor. And right now, Tony, a very good half.
Lou Canellis, what's up?
Follow-up to that, John, was that Phil Jackson told us in the pregame show on the radio that Tony's been playing the 3 position because of Rodman, Caffey, and Williams all playing well. And Tony had been playing the power forward spot all regular season, so it was going to take him a while to get used to playing the small forward spot. It looks like he has finally gotten used to it here in the first half, but ironically, as we say that, we saw Harvey Grant on him, the big guy. So good to see Kukoc finally get a bucket. He did it earlier back in the first half, beginning of the second quarter.
I think one of the other contributing factors to that, Lou, is that this is a game Dennis has started, so your rotations now off the bench are the way they have been during the regular season. So Tony's coming in and playing a role. In the first 2 games, he was coming in basically with Dennis, and that's not something he's really used to.
Out of bounds, Bulls ball, 33 seconds left in the first half. Steve Kerr will come back.
I think they'll go 2 for 1 here. Do you, Vince?
That'd have to be a real quick shot.
Yeah, boy, it'd have to be a real. And normally those are bad, those quick ones.
Well, they have Murray back in the game, and I'd give it to Tony and
try to
see
draw
if he can go at him.
Michael did. He went for the 3.
Now you go for 1.
Now he got it, yeah.
Steve Kerr with a good offensive rebound, and now Bulls with a chance to take the lead as we're going down toward halftime. There you see what the differential is. Shot clock, game clock, almost the same. MJ comes right down the lane, looks for Steve Kerr. Instead, in the lane, the jumper goes up and in for Scottie with 6.6 seconds left.
Quiet first half for Pitt, 4 points.
Whitney, 2 seconds, 1 second. Let's fly. That's short. We played 1 half of basketball here in Landover, Maryland, and the Chicago Bulls withstood a 14-4 first quarter rally by the Bullets, and the Bulls lead it at halftime here, 48-46. Now let's go back to our studios one more time. Here's Steve Cashel.
All right, Tom and Johnny, nice comeback by the Bulls. Coming up here in our Chevy GL halftime report, Norm and I will go through the highlights of the first half. We'll also take a look at tonight's late-night matchup out west. But first, as always, it's the Ameritech Call of the Half.
Brown back to Tony. Shot clock at 5. At 4. MJ baseline. Hands off the left. Did it! The Bulls just stringing out the defense of Washington right now.
World Champion Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you in part by your local Chevrolet and Geo dealers, people you can trust when you're looking for a good car value. The owners, managers, and crew who proudly call the McDonald's in your neighborhood My McDonald's. NBC5 committed to Chicago. Briggs & Stratton, put more power in your lineup. Make sure all your outdoor power equipment has a Briggs & Stratton engine. Gillette Sensor Excel and the Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get. Get away from the ordinary and discover the extraordinary. Las Vegas, call your travel agent today. And by Ginsana, the original all-natural energizer.
Your name, please?
Michael Jordan. I've made shots at the buzzer. I've been in championship games. But I've never had butterflies like this.
Show me your horn.
These people are all business. Okay. Good thing I had my Chevy Blazer along. Sure came through in the clutch. DOFTP-ZLCDO.
Have a seat over in the blue chairs and wait for them to call your name.
I not only renewed my license.
Smile, look at the camera.
I renewed my confidence as well.
Nothing quenches your thirst like a cool can of soda. But why does it satisfy? From the caffeine buzz to the carbonated fizz, do you really know what you're drinking? Alan Krzyzewski shows you what makes your soda pop. How much caffeine you're getting, even when you think you're not getting any. And whether brand loyalty is truly a matter of taste. The hard facts on soft drinks, tonight on ABC 7 News at 10.
Well, not much of a crowd here today, but it should be a good game. All right, Stewart's batting 3 here.
Hold my Budweiser. I'm going to go find those guys.
All right, Wedman toes the rubber. Delivers. Whoa, a long drive to left field. That ball's going to carry. It's going out of here. One lucky fan out there, but he's got something in his hands. What's he going to do? He's got to make his move. It's over. Oh, that ball does was about 20 feet off his head.
Please, just let go of the beer.
Let go of the beer, son. Lots and lots, tons and tons of tennis balls. Some of the things that are on my Discover card statement. I travel quite a bit. Ooh, I didn't know that the golf balls were around here. Just relax, enjoy nature, and very good. Labidochromis, Caeruleus. They don't want to play with me now because I beat them 90% of the time. I'll take out $100 to buy the bait, gas up the boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Let's see, what else do I have on this?
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Let's go back 21 years ago. The Chicago Bulls from 1975-76. Let's zero in on one particular individual. He was standing tall. I like those chops there on the sides, Norm. Next to Jerry Sloan. Who was number 5?
Leon Bembo.
Leon Bembo. Remember him? Wow.
Went Jacksonville with Artis Gilmore in the same team.
You look like you're about 6'5" right there.
I was with that fro.
Chicago Bulls are trying to pull off a 3-game sweep in an opening round playoff series for the 6th time in 7 years. They're in Landover, Maryland. But the Washington Bullets are hosting their first playoff game in 9 years. Here's how it's looked thus far in the game. Washington got off to a great start. They hit their first 6 shots, 12-0 run. The Weber slam made it 14-2. Then Kukoc serves one down low to Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, 11 points so far in the game. That's our Gillette instant replay. Dennis has played well both ends, and he's put the ball in the hole tonight.
No doubt about it. You're moving without the basketball, and that's the case of the Bulls. Moving the ball, we call it peppering the ball, playing that good offensive machine basketball.
Michael gets the roll there. He has 12 to lead all Bulls scores. Washington led by 1 after 1 quarter. Right now, the Bulls lead by 2 at the intermission. Rod Strickland leads all scorers with 14 points. Juwan Howard has 10 in support of his teammates. Still to come, we're going to take a look at the men from L.A. and their attempt to sweep away the Trailblazers and get you set for second half action from the nation's capital as our Chevy Geo halftime report continues.
This halftime break is brought to you in part by Brewery Fresh Budweiser. Now introducing new Born on Dating. It's the day your Bud was born because fresh beer tastes better.
Just when you thought it was safe to have a quiet family dinner, Ameritech Caller ID to the rescue. See the names, get the numbers, return the calls later. Call 1-800-709-LINK to order and get a free Boston Market Big Feast, a $20 value, during the Ameritech Feast on a big deal. Your quiet family dinners depend on it. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Be active, be cool, but beware. Use an ordinary stick antiperspirant, you get flaky white stuff. Until now, Gillette introduces new Clear Stick. It's clear, so it can't leave a white residue. And it glides on smooth and dry for maximum strength stick protection. No stick protects you better against odor and wetness. So don't get the white stuff. Get the clear advantage. New Gillette Clear Stick. Or try cool, refreshing clear gel.
Watch out, Chicago, because someday the Windy City will be blown away.
I don't understand what's happening.
It's the old making way for the new. Evolution.
They'll come from another galaxy and stop at nothing to take over our planet.
They're here!
A television motion picture like you've never seen before.
Now it begins.
Beware, Chicago. Robin Cook's Invasion, coming Sunday to NBC5.
In some places, full-time four-wheel drive isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. The incredible 7-passenger Lexus LX 450. Take the high road at your Chicago area Lexus dealer.
10 years in the league. These legs have more miles on them than most minivans. That's why I never play a game without my Gensana. Gensana's got G115 ginseng, the real stuff.
The lasting energy of G115 is real. It's what makes Gensana different from everything else on the shelf.
You can feel your age, or you can feel your Gensana.
Feel your Gensana.
Big news around the NBA today as Larry Brown steps down as coach of the Pacers. Larry Bird may be the new head coach at Indy. ML Carr is out as head coach of the Boston Celtics. Kentucky coach Rick Pitino is being rumored to replace Carr. As far as the other NBA playoff games for tonight, just one from the West as the Lakers meet the Blazers. Here's a preview from Jim Blaney.
Tonight, Shaquille O'Neal looks to help the Los Angeles Lakers become the third Western Conference team to sweep in the first round as they take their show on the road to Portland. The last time Portland made it past the first round was 1992, when they advanced to the NBA Finals against the defending world champions, the Chicago Bulls. In order for the Blazers to avoid a quick elimination, they must stop Shaq. In Game 1, Shaq was on a mission as he came out and burned Portland for a game-high 46 points. It was all showtime for the 7-footer as he put on his own jam session in front of the likes of Magic Johnson and Jack Nicholson. In Game 2, Shaq scored 30 points, giving the Lakers a 107-93 victory and a 2-0 lead in the series.
To make it to the sizzling, smoking, red-hot playoffs, you've got to have the stuff, just like Montgomery Ward. We've got Admiral Designer Series top-mount refrigerators for just $4.99, and a Maytag Super Capacity laundry pair. Washer just $4.69, dryer $3.99. Get them while they're hot. Only at Montgomery Ward.
Hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
Keeping your business running like clockwork. We understand how important that is. That's why Chicago's hometown airline, United, gives you over 1,000 flights in and out of O'Hare, with more service to more cities than any other airline. How is it we understand business so well? Because our over 50,000 employees are business owners themselves, the employee owners of United. Come fly our friendly skies.
I heard about this car that's supposed to be safe for you and your kids. But it's so expensive you probably couldn't afford to have kids and that car at the same time. How about a Chevrolet Cavalier? It comes with a safety cage, dual airbags, even standard anti-lock brakes. So for around $12,000, you really can get everything you want in a safe car, including kids. Who decided that only people who can afford expensive cars should be safe? Get the car that's easy to own, a Cavalier. Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
The Illinois Spina Bifida Association is holding its annual dinner and auction this Friday, May 2nd at the Weston River North at 6 p.m. If the Bulls win the night, I'll be joining them as the guest MC. We try to raise some money for this needy cause. We'll be auctioning off more than 400 items from the world of sports and entertainment, including travel packages. For more information on the dinner and to see how you can get involved, please call 630-637-1050. Great cause. Right now, Bulls leading at halftime over the Washington Bullets, 48-46. Good balanced scoring. You know, Michael had a whole slew of points, 28 of them Sunday at halftime. Right now, he has 12, but Rodman has 11, Tony has 9, Kerr has 7. Better balance today.
No doubt about it. And I think going into the locker room, if you worry about that because you make your adjustments, you have to talk about more than one or two people in this situation. That's why I like that balanced attack. And when you need to go to Michael, go to him. This, as far as I'm concerned, is a beautiful thing to watch when everybody's touching that ball and you don't know what to do with that type of thing on the defense. And now you got them pretty well set back on their heels, that being Washington, and trying to watch whomever comes in. When you got Dennis being as active as he is, I think that is the key right there, along with the fact that Strickland has 3 fouls at this particular time, so it limited his aggressive play, even though he led the scores with 14 points on the Washington side. So it's a new half, and I think your balance and your approach to this will be a little different. Now you may see Scottie take off and get involved in the offense, and I think that is something that the Bulls, like an ace card, a trump, to use right there.
How big was it to weather that storm early on when the Bulls were down 14-2? It seemed like Washington always gives it their best shot, and then all of a sudden they know the Bulls are going to come back. The Bulls come back, and mentally it has to be draining on this team.
Well, it's not just Washington, Steve. Most of the time, it's any team that comes home and their crowd's going to get into it. If you got any backing and following of your crowd, they're going to be pumped up, ready to go. Now, any other team, I'm going to say, hey, they might have folded. You're talking about the world champion Chicago Bulls. They've been there before. They know how to handle that type of thing. You notice Phil didn't call a timeout. For all you well-to-do coaches out there that second-guess and bring about these conspiracy theories, that's just experience at its best right there with a veteran ball club, and they knew how to handle it.
All right, second half is about to start right now. Bulls leading the Bullets by 2. Following these messages, we'll head back out to the U.S. Airways Arena, rejoin Tom, John, Paxton, Little Lou for the call of the second half. Norm and I will see you after the game for an extended post-game show. We'll be live in both locker rooms. Enjoy it.
This is Hotline. What's your problem? We're stuck with Skunky Beer. So it's not Budweiser? No. Remain calm, sir. We're on our way. Next time, look for this.
Born on dating from Budweiser. What fresh beer tastes like.
Press this hotline. Could we order some Chinese?
Tonight, go live in the locker room for complete coverage of the Bulls and Bullets in Game 3. Plus, the Sox look for 2 straight, and Joey Meyer will give his first interview since his firing. It's all after the game.
My drug use started at the age of 9. I was addicted to heroin from 16 till I was 30. Twice in prison. I lost my family, my children. I mean, you wake up every morning and say, my God, am I going to make it through the day? Am I going to get killed? Am I going to have to kill somebody? It was a living nightmare. And I decided then that I was either going to end my life or I was going to quit drinking and drugging. Don't start. Leave it alone. It's not worth the gamble.
Distinct, capable, real. The new 97 Jeep Wrangler is still what it's always been, but better. Southwest Jeep Eagle has one for you and much more, including Jeep Cherokees, Grand Cherokees, and a huge selection of pre-owned cars, plus an award-winning service department to provide your car with care of the highest standard. And at Southwest Jeep Eagle, your business is always welcome. Bad credit, even no credit, you can finance. If you want people who are down to earth but expect savings that are out of this world, visit Southwest Jeep Eagle on the corner of Archer and Kedzie.
World champion Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you in part by W1 by Raymond Weil, the cutting edge in time. Montgomery Ward, your headquarters for the official Chicago Bulls team shop. And by Discover Card, proud sponsor of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary.
Bulls lead at 48-46 over the Washington Bullets. Lou Cannella standing by with Jimmy Rogers. Go ahead, Louie.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. You knew they were going to come out with a massive rush to start the game. You withheld the rush, came back from 14-4 down. Do you expect them to do the same to open up the second half?
Most likely. You know, it becomes a matter of desperation when you're down 2-0 in a series, so we anticipate that they're going to have another real enthusiastic start to this half, which we have to hold off, Lou. Importantly, we were able to get 11 more shots in this half with offensive rebounding. We made them turn the ball over a little bit. Even though they're shooting 60%,
I was going to say, how can you slow down their offense? They're shooting real well.
Well, I think we regrouped and we got that under control pretty well. We got to continue with a real strong defensive effort and obviously stay poised on offense like we did after that flurry that they showed in the first quarter.
Different Dennis Rodman than the one we saw the first 2 games.
Dennis is stepping very well to the open spots. They're cheating off of him and our guys are finding him. He had a very excellent offensive first half as well as rebounding.
We'll get him in the second half. All right, Jimmy Rogers. Let's get it to Tom, Johnny, and John.
And here's our Payne Weber first half stats. And here's what they were talking about, guys. The Bulls took 41 shots to 30 for the Bullets. Bulls made a couple more, and you see the three-pointers about the same. Free throws about the same. Rebounds and offensive rebounds, a big difference. But the one you pointed out right away, Pax, was second chance points.
Well, yeah, the Bulls, because Washington is double teaming and taking some chances, it does leave the offensive boards open for the Bulls, so they've gone and gotten their second opportunity. But the thing that's impressive about the first half is Dennis, when they do that, you have to be an offensive threat. You have to carry some of that with you, and he's done that tonight. He's taken 6 shots in the first half.
Well, it's been an interesting first half. I don't think there's any questions the guys come over and keep hollering at Pax. But, guys, as they talk to Jimmy Rogers, do you expect the Bullets to come out with a strong run here at some point in time in the third quarter?
They have to find a way to get the crowd back into it. At the beginning of a game, it's the beginning, and you just have the starting lineups, and they're ready for the game to start, so you have that added energy. It's not the same to start the second half. So the Bullets' job is to find a way to get their crowd re-energized back in this basketball game. The objective for the Bulls now is to keep the crowd out of it, stay solid, and have your playoff experience and savvy take control of this second half.
Back at Landover, the two Johns, Paxson and Kerr. I'm Tom Doyle. Luke Canellis is here. Eric Collins is here. As the Bulls take on the Bullets. Chris Webber, top of the circle jumper.
Well, Webber in the first half, just 4 shot attempts. So coming out of the second half, Bernie Bickerstaff designs a play to get him a little free throw line jumper. He knocks it in. He has 8 points now.
And I would think a little bit like Tony, that may be a time for him to be able to kind of get going a little bit offensively.
Well, we talked in the open about how this guy has to step up. He's their leading scorer during the regular season.
Luke gets his first basket of the night. 50-48, Bulls with the lead. Strickland comes right down. Harper comes over to double team, knocked it loose, but couldn't come up with it. Juwan Howard in the lane, missed it. And Harp right there. And Reds, the Bulls again withstood that good charge, but then moved the ball very well. And I thought that was one of the real keys, is they passed the basketball and got open, and now it's one shot.
Pip takes that three a little bit flat. He's not taking it off of the motion.
Howard goes inside. Robert Cheney puts it in.
One of the changes that Washington had made the first couple possessions was having Mureșan guard Luke, but now he's back on Dennis. Again, it's going to give Dennis opportunities to step in gaps if Mureșan helps out.
Harp comes off the screen. 5 seconds. 4 at 3. Scottie a long tray. Nope. And Webber right there with a good block out.
Not a very good offensive possession for the Bulls that time.
And that's a couple in a row as Strickland puts up a long deuce. Scottie was bringing it up the floor and ran into Mureșan. Big man to run into. Harp looks for the opening, puts up a tray. That's no good. And Luke with the offensive rebound. Finds Michael back inside Luke, headed blocked and still put it in. Well, a good start for Luke, if not for the team. Bulls crowd makes a little noise.
Oh, Dennis looked like he
turned his ankle.
And Scottie again with a rebound. Now Pip shows a little life with a rebound. Behind the back, Ron Harper with a left hand got fouled.
Good fast break that time. Pip takes it off the board, gets to the middle. It's a 3-on-2 job. As he goes to the middle, he got Ronnie Harper on that left side. This is what Pip can do for you.
It comes off of a deep miss by Rod Strickland, a guy you'd like to see take those long-range jump shots. And one of the things, even though Scottie is struggling with his jump shot, what he's done very well in this series is rebound the basketball. He has 6 in this game, and he's averaging 9.5 coming in during the first 2 games. So the great players find their ways to contribute, and you expect Scottie to get going. Right now, just 2 of 7 from the field. Coming in, we're shooting just 36%, 9 of 26 from the field in the first 2 basketball games.
54-50 now as the Bullets will bring it up, trailing by 4. Webber comes across trying to post up with Scottie on him. Webber backs in, MJ over to help out. Bulls Gheorghe very quickly, and Mureșan was not quite set. It went right through his hand.
He looked like he was trying to make his move before he caught it, and that's not his game. That's a long way from that brain to those hands. Webber gets double teamed here. Scottie does a good job of keeping him out, and they just throw the ball away.
Right, a good job of zoning up on the weak side by the Bulls, Dennis and Luke Longley.
Bulls lead it by 4, just under 9 minutes left in the third. And a pushing foul on Chris Webber.
That's Webber's first. He's fouled out of the first 2 games. He picks up his first here now with 8:44. And Pip says, you coming on this side with the ball? Let me know. Webber just couldn't contain his balance. Stay still, Luke.
Scottie looks down low. Luke posts up, has it in there. Brought it down and walked. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. I guess they could have called either one. But first thing Luke did was bring it down by his knees, and Phil Jackson hollering at him right here says, keep it up high. Well, neither team has come out very strong here to start the third quarter. Mureșan fights for position. Webber had it blocked by Harb. The shot clock. Strickland crossover move, stops from 10 short, rebound Juwan Howard in the lane, puts it in. It's a big offensive rebound for Howard to try and get things rolling here in the third quarter. He's got 12 points, 6 of 10 from the field, couple rebounds and 2 assists.
Now Strickland, after sitting out 8 minutes in that first half, is trying to get his game back on track. He had a nice half scoring, but he's taken 3 jump shots here in the third quarter and missed them all.
And Scottie with a 15-footer, and Scottie says he got hit in the face. But he hit the jumper. Calvert Cheney goes to the basket, and Ron Harper will pick up the personal foul. The first game in round 2 of the playoffs is Chicago Sun-Times Spirit Towel Night. The first 20,000 fans in the United Center will receive a Bulls Spirit Towel, compliments of the Chicago Sun-Times. Strickland sees that high screen roll but didn't use it. Now that's a big part of their offense.
Right, he didn't use it because Michael was forcing him away from it. They have two offensive players on this left side of the floor, so the Bulls are trying to push that towards them into traffic. Michael did a good job jumping on that top side of Mureșan that time.
Offensive foul. There's the foul right there on Mureșan. He got him on the chin. Luke says, I guess. Ouch. 56-52 Bulls with a lead. MJ goes through 3 of them. Throws it back out. Juwan Howard's right there. Howard 1-on-3 runs over Scottie. Offensive foul. Pip. What a great job.
Beautiful job by Pippen. Juwan Howard made the beautiful steal. Michael got trapped. And then Juwan Howard came down. Pip backpedaled and look at he's going to take a little bit here. Here's the foul. Pip just waits for him. Howard wants to stay in the game, but he's going to come out. Harvey Grant is in for him.
Scottie's been one of the best at that, stepping in there and taking the blow.
Yeah, terrific decision maker. When to go for the ball, when to step in.
Yeah, and how many times do you see guys who are unable to pick the ball up and gather themselves that dotted line and take that little jump shot instead of having to let their momentum carry them to the basket and run over someone.
Scottie 15 short, rebound, loose ball, foul called. I think Dennis Rodman got him.
Scottie looks like he's trying to guide his jump shots now to the basket. He's had a little struggle shooting them. Just got to go ahead, trust his shot, let it go, and get the ball over the front of the rim.
Dennis picks up his third. Kind of shakes his head. 7:06 left in the third. The Bulls lead the Bullets 56-52. Guys, I don't see the flow in this third quarter that I saw in the second quarter and most of the first. For the first, it was back and forth. In the second, it was a lot bold.
Now, this is where your defense is tightened up. Right now, everybody double teaming, rotating out, and you're making everyone take a tough shot with the shot clock winding down.
Out of bounds. It'll belong to the Bullets. And we got a timeout. 6:39 left in the third. We got a good ball game. The Bulls lead Washington 56-52.
Tony Phillips and the Sox want to kickstart the season and make it a rough day for the Angels in the outfield when they welcome Tim Salmon and Anaheim to Comiskey. Friday night at 7 on Sports Channel. We know the Sox inside out.
Who is the father?
The truth is, I don't know.
Wow.
Jack and Dale may never know the truth.
Which one of you is Scott's father?
He is.
But before they're through,
I'm somewhat of a reluctant flyer.
they'll know more than they need to about each other.
You are nuts. You should be covered with chocolate and sold as a snack.
Robin Williams, Billy Crystal.
This cheese is no longer my friend. If I eat this, it's going to be bad for me and pretty much everybody else on this side of the room.
Father's Day, an Ivan Reitman film rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 9th at a theater near you.
Boom, dot, boom, boom. Why do you want to look at my Discover card statement? It's mine. I live in New York City. Of course, I love the theater. Bring in the noise. You know, it's my favorite show. I go there as often as I can, trying to steal another step. And my kids want me to be more risky. Come to Garçon stuff is, you know, it's risky. I want a cashback bonus.
How many credit cards make a statement like that? It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Nova sign.
Welcome back to US Air Arena. We're sitting alongside the commissioner of the NBA, David Stern. Great to see you as always, David. Exciting time for you, playoff time.
Great time. I'm here tonight. I got to see the T-Wolves and Houston the night before, the Jazz and the Clippers the night before that. There's some great young players and some great sort of number amongst the top 50. So we've got a great mix going in the playoffs.
Talk to me about Dennis Rodman. There's a feeling in Chicago that with Dennis back, the referees are extra, keeping an eye on him extra, because, and tonight he picked up his third technical in 3 games. True or not true?
I don't think so, but how could you think that Dennis might do anything to call attention to himself?
No, especially with his new book out.
Okay, so I think the referees, in fact, and a number of us in the league are trying hard to extend Dennis's career rather than sort of end it. Although he seems in many ways determined not to let us help him.
Exciting. Utah, New York, Houston have all moved on to the second round.
And with the Bulls flexing their muscles, the Lakers, Phoenix, Seattle, I mean, it's a very exciting time in the NBA.
Thanks a lot. David Stern with us. Back to Tom, Johnny, and John.
And Murray hits the jumper coming around the screen, makes it a 56-54 Bulls lead.
And Tony got a little lost defensively that time. I want to get in Tracy Murray's hip pocket and chase him off the screens. He forced Dennis to switch on him.
Big 2 by Scottie in the corner. Maybe Pip gets a little confidence now. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for Scottie. Murray comes around the screen, angles inside, lost it. Strickland lost it. And a foul call. The Shoot the Ball 3-on-3 Classic returns this summer to Chicago's Grant Park. Call 312-455-4000 for more information. And check the Tribune on Wednesday or Sunday, or visit a Chicagoland Sportlark location for an entry form. Sponsored in part by the Tribune, Coca-Cola, Pro Player, Columbia Healthcare, and AT&T.
Strickland missed that first free throw. Michael picked up the foul on Strickland as he was driving in.
And now a little full court, a little token full court pressure, it looks like, put on by the Bullets. Bullets got off to a 14-4 start. The Bulls answered with a 14-4 run as a foul called on the drive. And since then, guys, it's been back and forth. The Bulls, though, have led most of the second quarter and up.
And that was kind of nice right there, that possession. The Bulls just opened the floor, allowed Scottie Pippen to have free reign out there to take Howard off the dribble. And he drew the foul. And for Howard, that's his third.
MJ pops out as Rodman goes out to set the screen. Michael goes inside.
Where did the ball go? Where did the ball go? Michael went down the lane, and all of a sudden the ball disappeared. Tony had it in his hand and laid it over his shoulder. He's got 11.
Crowd want wanted to walk. The official says Tony really lost it, or Michael lost it. We were screened out. Calvert Cheney just inside the three-point stretch. And Tony Kukoc with a rebound. Okay, the Bulls got a run going. Watch out. Oh, yes! Oh, yes, a good run out by Dennis Rodman. Rodman with 13 points, and he draws the foul on Chris Webber, his second. The Bullets want a timeout. Timeout Washington, 5:13 up. They're saying a 20-second timeout now. Heads up by Scottie Pippen, pushing the ball up. Watch him take a look down. He sees Dennis running down the court. He's ahead of Webber. He goes up and muscles the ball in. Webber commits the foul, and Dennis loves to play. Pip loves it too. Bulls with their biggest lead here, Pax, 7.
Well, and this is the time now where you have a grasp of the game from the Bulls' perspective, and you want to now make this Washington team think about how hard it's going to be to work to get a lead again and to win this basketball game. And what does that mean to them? You want it, winning gets you another game, but you're still down 2-1. So this is a time where the Bulls can really start to squeeze them. You do that on the offensive end by execution and playing with poise, and you also do it on the defensive end by turning up the pressure, making them continue to make them take jump shots, because right now Washington is a jump shooting team.
Lou Canellis wants to add some to that, I'm guessing. Louis?
Question for you, John. Often we see Phil Jackson put the ball in Scottie Pippen's hands to run the offense because he wants Scottie to get more involved offensively. Is that what we're seeing right now over the last couple of minutes?
Well, Scottie generally is the playmaker, but the last possession you allowed him just to open up the floor and try to take Howard off the dribble, and that's something within the structure of their offense that they're allowed to do.
Bulls switch inside. Chris Webber in the lane. Put it in. Started to say that he missed it as the ball looked like it was going to climb out. Now it goes back in. Webber with 10 points and 4 rebounds. And that block. Pip trying to turn that corner. He can't quite get there as he goes around Howard, but Webber comes in and taps it out of bounds. 15 on the shot clock as Michael has it on the wing. MJ for 3 from the left side short. Rodman tipped it. Michael gets it back. Stops, kicks it over to Scottie. Good fake by Pip. Got him in the air. Pulls in no hurry. Michael back for 3 short. Ron Harper right there. Webber looks hurt. Scottie for 3. No. And Webber finally comes down with a rebound and goes over right by Bernie Bickerstaff with lips. He's trying to work it out, it looks like. Bulls had a big chance that trip. Juwan Howard from 15, and Tony Kukoc there with a rebound. Good job for Tony. Bulls just 3 of 14. Bullets have attempted half of those and made the same. Rodman close up, gets it down low with Webber all over him. MJ, crossover move. Inside. Double hand power slam. Timeout, Bullets. 3:59 left in the third, and the Bulls lead Washington 65-57.
W1 by Raymond Weil. The cutting edge in time. Time for the next generation. W1 by Raymond Weil. Watch out, Chicago, because someday the Windy City will be blown away.
I don't understand what's happening.
It's the old making way for the new. Evolution.
They'll come from another galaxy and stop at nothing to take over our planet.
They're here!
A television motion picture like you've never seen before.
Now it begins.
Beware, Chicago. Robin Cook's Invasion, coming Sunday to NBC5.
Today, a woman in Milan had the audacity to invite herself to weddings all over the world. And surprisingly enough, she was welcome everywhere she went. All it took was the aim of an arrow and the touch of a hand that helped her designs make brides everywhere that much more enchanting. Being so successful wasn't always such a walk down the aisle. But with FedEx, it's the way the world works.
Give you a little look at what happens in the Bulls triangle offense. This guard to wing entry pass, which initiates the offense. See Tony Kukoc go fill strong side corner. First option, look in the post. Harp, good post passer. into Dennis, and this is where the action goes. You see a little back screen from Michael on Scottie. Creates a switch, and then Juwan Howard's trailing Michael. Opens up a lane. Michael able to go down the basket. All set up because the Bulls' first priority, throw the ball inside, allow your cutters to work off of that.
Dennis is an outstanding passer, too. He's got great vision, so it's in pretty good hands when they do go down low on that.
Right, and the Bulls often talk that any player can end up in any spot in this triangle offense, and Dennis is a guy that, even though he may not be a primary scorer down the block, if you do throw it to him, he knows where his cutters are going to be, and he generally makes the right play.
65-57. Let's see what the Bullets come out of their timeout with. Strickland goes into the corner. Murray for three.
They're just running some baseline screens, and the Bulls are getting caught up in switches and not communicating, and that's twice now that Murray's come in on that very same play and knocked down jump shots.
All right, the Bulls had their biggest lead at 8.
MJ double team goes on top. Good ball movement by the Bulls in the corner. Tony Kukoc, a tough three.
Oh, man. He just changed the direction of that ball. He wasn't even squared up to the basket.
The Bulls did a nice job. They saw the double team coming from Weber. You move the ball quickly from one side to the other. Even though the rotation was pretty good, Murray never got a hand up on Tony, allowed him to get the shot off.
That was another $71 that went to Charitables from Car-X, and Murray hits the baseline jump shot.
You got to find a way to stop him now. Okay, you got things going on the offensive end, and you're scoring, but you're going to win this game by getting some stops. You got 3 minutes here to really, in the third quarter, tighten down and get a bigger lead.
And take a little of their heart away, I would think. Right now, this would be a good opportunity. Scottie drives through, had it knocked away, and a foul called.
It's on Tracy Murray.
You see Scottie a little upset. On penetration to the middle like that, if you're at the top and Scottie comes at you, you have to fan away from him. Give him an avenue that if there is help defense, here it is. Scottie takes it to the middle. Tony doesn't fan away. It allows Murray to take a hand and get in there. He does draw the foul, but as you see, if Tony fans down to that corner, he's got a wide open shot, and that's what Scottie was upset about.
Well, you make the defender make a choice, right? Either he's going to guard Scottie or he's going to stay with Tony.
Well, and it creates spacing on the floor that you need, right? At that time, Tony just stayed in his spot. The defense was able to help out.
Scottie bangs that one home. Bulls back up by 8, 70-62. This ties their biggest lead of the game.
You know, stop here, get a score, and get in double-digit lead could really be to the Bulls' advantage.
Murray stays aggressive, finds Weber, baseline, and a pushing foul on Scottie. And he says, yep, I got him.
He got him. It's only the fourth team foul, so still taking it out on the side.
First game of round 2 of the playoffs, the Chicago Sun-Times Spirit Towel Night. First 20,000 fans in the United Center will receive a Bulls Spirit Towel. Compliments of the Chicago Sun-Times. Strickland goes down low for Howard. Spin move baseline, Howard. Michael knocked it away out of bounds. 17 on the shot clock. Randy Brown will check in for the Bulls. There's Randy Brown, and let's see if MJ gets a break. Yep, he will. So Michael comes out with 2:20 left in the third.
And a good time to give Michael a break. You figure you can give him these 2:20. It allows now Randy to come in, pressure Strickland, play him, and you've got Harp now running after Chaney.
MJ 31 minutes.
Pip.
Down the floor, Randy Brown tries to catch up with it. Murray is there instead. Well, now an opportunity for the Bullets to get a little momentum on their side. Murray, long three.
How many times do you see it happen? The turnover, you have numbers to your advantage. 3 guys running. You turn it over and you forget about the shooter. He just fills in the gap, knocks down a big 3.
And now the Bullets fans start to get involved a little bit again. Pitt rolls to the lane and traveling call.
Well, the Bulls have lost a little of their composure here. Michael sat down, and before you know it, they turn it over, get a 3, and turn it over again.
That's amazing how little things turn a game. You had an 8-point lead, and you've gotten a steal. Scottie Pippen steps in the passing lane, tries to make a pass. You can go up 10 with a basket. Instead, now they get a 3-point play, and then you turn it over again, and they have possession, ready to cut it down to 3 if they make a basket.
To the right side, Murray with the big.
Look at this. And he makes the 3. Tony bit the fake. It's a 2-point play. But he's going to get a chance to make it a 3-point play. He's just going head hunting after Tony.
Tony is up in the air, lost his balance. Murray with a great shot, 16 points. Got 12 here in this quarter.
But it's set up because he's already made a few on you, and so you know you have to pay attention to him. A guy like Murray, you have to arrive with him when he catches the ball. If you're trailing him, it gives him all the options. He can either pop up and shoot it, or he can fake it as he did that time, lean into you, draw the foul.
Well, the Bulls had that 8-point lead, now down to 2. Minute 15.
Scottie with it on the wing. Crossover dribble. Rodman out to set the screen. Hit now. Circle got blocked. He got hit.
Watch the trailer. Here comes Murray as the trailer.
Strickland goes down low for Cheney. With Brown on him, and Randy Brown will pick up the foul. No basket. No shot. Calbert Cheney will go to the line for a pair as Whitney checks in. Strickland comes out. We'll give Strickland a little rest here at the end of the third quarter.
Oh, you're right, Pax. They had that chance to make it a 10-point lead and just take it nice and easy, rest Michael on the bench. And now with 55 seconds, Cheney's got a chance to tie the game up.
In May, the Sports Channel report will dazzle you with some great features, including In the Loop. Third base coach Doug Rayner of the Sox. That and a lot more in May in the Sports Channel report, Chicago's championship headquarters. 70-70, gentlemen. Under a minute left in the third period. Harper picks up his dribble up high, finds Dennis Rodman with Weber right there. And the Bullets have just picked up their defensive intensity now, forcing the Bulls way out on the perimeter. Brown on the wing. Makes the move. Stops off the glass. Nope. Dennis Rodman with a rebound.
Boy, that's Bulls staying on the perimeter.
Right, you just want to set up in your offense now. Get organized. Scottie wants to open the floor now and go one-on-one against Weber, against Howard.
He'll take a long deuce. Scottie top of the circle. Murray tips it to Whitney.
The problem with that is you open the floor, and you take a jump shot, and there's nobody on the offensive boards. Now the Bulls have a chance to take a lead here at the end of the third.
Whitney down the lane, finds Weber, gets it to Tony. Kukoc pushes it up the floor, finds Randy Brown, catches and couldn't put it up. Could be 0.6 of a second left. A tough pass. Randy Brown tried to make the most of it. Juwan Howard asking for more time. 0.4 of a second now left in the third period, and they're not going to get any more. Well, the crowd will go nuts. It's playoff atmosphere here in Washington, D.C. The Chicago Bulls and the Washington Bullets are all where we started off, tied at 70.
Budweiser, the king of beers, is proud to be part of another Chicago Bulls season. And introducing new Born on Dating. It's the day your Bud was born, because fresh beer tastes better.
They said imports taste better. They lied.
And how does that make you feel?
Used, manipulated, betrayed.
And how does that make you feel?
Used, manipulated, betrayed.
So now what?
Only drink fresh beer. Budweiser.
You have made a real breakthrough. You did it on your own. Born on Dating from Budweiser. What fresh beer tastes like.
You're on the road to freshness. Hold all my calls.
My son's name was Demian. He was a kid who really wanted to be somebody. He was a kid who had a lot of problems. He smoked marijuana some. I guess I have to confess it didn't bother me that much. He'd tried heroin and tried cocaine, but he liked vodka, and he just drank lots of it. He got roaring drunk one night and fell out of a window, died. Well, the impulse for denial is very, very strong. And I think you just got to break through, and you got to do it real, real fast.
X marks the spot. For Howard Orloff Jaguar, from the bloodlines of the XKE, comes the all-new Jaguar XK8. Plus, see the cat that has everybody's tongue. The sleeker, longer 1997 XJ6 with all-new Jaguar incentive pricing that makes this year's new 1997 more affordable than a 96. Visit Howard Orloff Jaguar. X marks the spot. Armitage and the Kennedy.
Sports Channel's playoff coverage of the world champion Chicago Bulls is brought to you in part by Ameritech. your link to better communication. United Airlines is proud to be a participating sponsor of tonight's program. Come fly Chicago's hometown airline. Come fly our friendly skies. And by American National, the bank for business.
Our next television game on Sports Channel, well, it might be Friday as the Bulls will take on the Bullets. That's an if-necessary game. Otherwise, check your local listings as the Bulls would take on the Detroit or Atlanta winner next week here on Sports Channel. Here's our Ginsonic game summary now as Phil talks to his team. See the scoring by quarters. Bullets got up to a 14-4 start. Bulls came right back. Bulls had a nice second quarter. Third quarter very close, and I guess what we're saying, guys, is it has been a very closely contested game.
Well, it has, but when you look at it from the Bulls side, they had that 8-point lead and things in hand, playing very solid, and it kept the crowd out of it throughout much of the third quarter. But that run that the Bullets went on to end the quarter, 8 straight points, has now got the crowd back into it. Now you have 12 minutes of basketball to send yourself into the next round.
And unfortunately, the Bullets have a lot more confidence right now than they did 3.5 or so minutes ago.
Well, they do, and they found it through Tracy Murray, and we've talked about him a lot during this series. And sometimes, we talk about him as being a bench player, but last year he played for Toronto, and he started the majority of the year for them, averaged 16 points a game. He is very capable, but as we talked about, you have to identify him right away. He's a guy that if you don't give open looks to, take away his confidence, he's going to struggle. Right now, playing with a great deal of confidence.
Well, they got Dennis Rodman with 8 rebounds, 14 points. Tony with 14 points. You got 2 good games from your 2 players that are back. But the Bulls are stuck here.
Well, they may have unstuck him. MJ from the left side.
Now, Michael's been 15 shot attempts. That's good through 3 quarters. He has a chance here in this fourth to get his game going. He's yet to go to the foul line. You expect him to get there in the fourth quarter.
Steve Kerr with a rebound. And by the way, on the last possession, as Tony goes in and gets fouled by Chris Webber, Michael had picked up Tracy Murray. I don't know if that's a change that the Bulls made to try and slow him down, or maybe it was just a transition play, but it looked like they want to take him out of the game.
Well, we'll keep our eye on that. One of the things that may have happened, they've been running those baseline screens. It gives the Bulls an opportunity to switch. If Michael's down there along the baseline, he may switch on Murray and be able to trail him out.
And the Bulls forced it that time to get the ball up to Tony to run right down the middle.
MJ comes over and talks to Phil Jackson.
Well, you have to take advantage of your opportunities to run, and this Bulls group that's out there can do that. And right now you have a Washington team. Most of the starters play heavy minutes. You have an opportunity to push it. Go ahead, throw it up, attack the basket if you can. Get him in foul trouble early in this quarter.
Pushing foul on Steve Kerr.
Foul that is.
Lou Canella standing by. What's up, Louis?
Bulls with a nice burst of energy. First 44 seconds of this quarter. Ironically, in the huddle going into this quarter, Phil Jackson said, "What happened to you guys? Are you guys tired? You went 0 for your last 6 shots." Change here in the fourth.
Weber gets it down low.
He's not comfortable on that block. That right block, he doesn't have a go-to move. He can't step out and face you, though.
Yeah. And he does. He's a good 3-point shooter, and he's a guy that really reads the floor well. So 74-72 Bulls with the lead. MJ comes off the screen. Tony Kukoc puts up a 3. That's very short. Rebound saved by Jackson. Tony gets it, comes inside. Final shot. What is?
You got Steve wide open.
MJ hangs, fires, and hits from the right side.
That'll do too, though.
It's not a bad decision, right?
Well, the Bulls, Jaren Jackson, that's one of those ones you sometimes see guys try to take timeouts. But he threw it back in. The Bulls aggressively went after it.
Strickland in the lane. And trying to go quickly up the floor. Strickland right there intercepts Rodman's pass. Juwan Howard backs in. Kicks it across the floor. Jackson back on top to Strickland. Moves in the lane and hits.
And you've seen the last 2 times the difference between having a guy like Steve and Michael guard Strickland. When he gets to that dotted line area, he's able to pull up and shoot that shot, elevate high enough to shoot over Steve. With Michael, he's not able to get that shot off so easily.
Weber with the rebound, and now the Bullets can take the lead with 9:45 remaining. Murray comes inside, goes for the jam, counted, and he fouled.
And a foul. Scottie Pippen had to reach in, and that time he just kept coming. Tracy Murray with 19 points.
Bulls want a timeout.
How important is it to make some jump shots? And the Bulls recognize Tracy Murray's out there. They run at him, run him off the line, but there's no defensive help. The help comes too late. There's a foul.
Look who's trying to win Bulls tickets.
Next up is my old teammate, John Paxson.
Hey, Pax. Scotty, I'm going to win those Bulls tickets by recreating my game-winning shot.
Has it been that long?
Come on, Scotty. You remember Game 6? Phoenix, you were there. Hold on, one more time. Oh, that was a break.
Not going to happen.
Now there's an easier way to get Bulls tickets. Sign up for Ameritech Cellular or paging service and be automatically registered to win Bulls playoff tickets. No purchase necessary. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
I was a Brownie and a Girl Scout and a Marian girl and a cadet, and I played sports, and I had teachers who expected me to do great things. And I couldn't do it because I got into drugs. And I lived in the streets, and I slept in hallways, and I slept in alleys, and I stole food, and I panhandled money. 50% of the people that I hung with when I was in 17, 18, 19 are dead today. Drugs kill people.
No, I'm not a professional basketball player. But even in my business, sometimes you have to kick some butt to stay ahead of the competition. One way I do that is with the cell phone I got from Triangle Electronics.
Do you have a cell phone that's been turned off? Bring it into Triangle, and we'll turn it back on and give you 30 minutes of free Ameritech airtime for only $35. Call 1-800-662-4536. That's 1-800-662-4536.
Let's take a look at the bench breakdown this series against the Bulls. Total points, Tracy Murray had 37. The rest of the bench has 2 field goals. You see free throws, rebounds, 8 to 6. But I think what you see is that Murray continues to be aggressive.
Well, and what he's done is he's gotten to the foul line already coming into this game 15 times, and to me that's an indication that he's got his game going, because as we saw that last time down with the Bulls, they had to run him off the three-point line. It allowed him to put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. He is a guy you want to force to put it down, but you don't want to let him get to the rim and go up and dunk it. Tonight, 19 points off the bench, an opportunity at the foul line to get it to 20, and until tonight he was the only guy who had made a field goal coming off the bench. Tonight, Chris Whitney has supplied 2 three-pointers in the first half.
Well, the Bulls sort of lost their zip here offensively, defensively. That time Murray just took that ball right to the hole. 19 points. He's stronger. 3 for 3 here. 2 nice little short hoops by Rod Strickland and a power dunk by Tracy Murray.
And we also knew coming in they took that run in the first quarter, 14-2. You knew they were going to have another one, maybe several. This is it. This is where you have to withstand it now. Again, as we talked about in the first quarter, play with poise, stay in your offense, and execute.
Because they may hit 5 or 6 in a row, you just can't get rattled, and that's one thing the Bulls have always been good about. Jason Cathy with the offensive rebound. Put back to MJ. He tries to go underneath, got it back, kicks it out to Steve Kerr.
It's a little high with the pass, but a good look out to Steve.
With Tracy Murray on him, Michael brings it to the top and looks. 10 on the shot clock. Comes off the screen by Kerr, double team. MJ finds Kerr. Over to Scottie, didn't get it off in time.
The Bulls did a real nice job of stringing that screen and roll out. Strickland didn't give ground and chased Michael sideways instead of allowing him to turn the corner. Here it is. Strickland runs him off of it, forces Michael now to almost lose the basketball. Shot clock winding down, and the rotation comes, and Steve can't even get a throw up to the rim.
There's the turnover story, 16-14. Weber's pass deflected by Dennis Rodman, and Steve Kerr comes up with it. Good defensive play by both Rodman and Kerr. Now Scottie comes off the screen. Let's see if the Bulls can get through the basket. Nope, Scottie puts up a long three and hit.
Now they've been hit several times on jump shots tonight, and the officials have yet to give them a call. But the Bulls have made them aware that they are getting hit, so something will look as they go down the stretch.
It's another $71 that goes to charitables from CarX as Rod Strickland tries to answer. Can't. Chris Webber inside for the jam.
What explosiveness he's got. He catches that ball flat-footed and was able to power slam it.
81-79, Bullets with the lead. Coming up on 8 minutes remaining here in Landover, Maryland. Bulls trying to close out the series. Bullets want to play Friday. Cappy turns and looks, puts his head down, goes strong move, couldn't get it, rebound Cap. Weber right there gets it out to Strickland. Strickland with Scottie to beat, comes inside, good dish off to Howard who lays it in. That was a pretty play. And a foul, and a foul.
So the Bullets come right back on a miss here by Jason Caffey. A strong, fast break. Strickland with the ball. He's got Pippen going backwards on the play. He's going to find Juwan Howard underneath. Howard gets the ball, lays it up, and Dennis flips him across the arm.
Dennis picked up the personal foul, his fourth, and now Howard to the line.
Not much of a foul, but the momentum right now on the Bullets side. Sometimes officials get caught up in that.
Well, this is a little bit similar to the first quarter, as we talked a little bit ago. It's not as dramatic. It's not a 14-4 run, but it certainly has all the makings of being one as Michael goes down low, and a foul called to stop the play on Calbert Cheney. Cheney picks up his fourth. So, guys, now I'll ask you this. We've talked about how you stop this run. If you're the Washington Bullets, how do you keep this going?
Now you want to get good defensive stops. They're trying to pressure the Bulls, force them out, keeping them on the perimeter. You hope that by keeping them on the perimeter, you can take away the inside game, force them to take tough shots, and you may get some easy runouts along the way.
Scottie stops from 16, and Scottie bangs another one home, and he says he's still getting hit as he talks to Dick Bavetta coming down the floor. A 3-point ball game with under 7.5 remaining.
Strickland just wants to backspeed Kerr down now.
Rodman over to help. Weber looks back and gives it to him. Shot clock at 7. At 6. Strickland baseline jumper off. Jason Campbell lost it.
Grab that ball. You gotta swallow that ball.
Quickly inside. Weber off the glass and good.
How often do we see it? Something like that happens where the Bulls have a chance for the rebound. It ends up in Washington's hand and leads to a layup.
5-point Bullets lead now. Just under 7 minutes remain. Steve Kerr comes off the screen, picks up his dribble.
Bulls still on the perimeter.
And a little too much off the dribble right now as well. They're not moving the ball as well as they have been.
Jason Caffey goes baseline, comes underneath, and traveling foul against Caffey.
I'll tell you what, they're spending too much time out there on the perimeter out in front instead of passing the ball.
We got a timeout on the floor. 6:34 left. The Bullets lead the Bulls by 5.
She knew where she was headed, and it wasn't to a bigger office with longer hours, where you phone home good nights to your kids. She has her own business now, and along the way found a broker who kept her focused on where she was going. She gave up the big office and a view, but what she's seeing is her kids growing up. How'd she get there?
More research, insight, understanding. Payne Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
Nothing quenches your thirst like a cool can of soda. But why does it satisfy? From the caffeine buzz to the carbonated fizz, do you really know what you're drinking? Alan Kraszewski shows you what makes your soda pop. How much caffeine you're getting, even when you think you're not getting any. And whether brand loyalty is truly a matter of taste. The hard facts on soft drinks. Tonight on ABC 7 News at 10.
Just a reminder, next time you need a little help getting airborne, the 50,000 employee owners of United Airlines would be more than happy to help. Come fly our friendly skies.
Hey, coming up Friday night, the Sox try to continue on their comeback trail with a victory against the Anaheim Angels. First pitch Friday at 7 on Sports Channel. We know the Sox inside and out. We hope you see it on the main Sports Channel Friday night, but check your local listing. Hey, the first game in round 2 of the playoffs is Chicago Sun-Times Spirit Towel Night. The first 20,000 fans in the United Center will receive a full Spirit Towel, compliments of the Sun-Times. Well, guys, you talked about the perimeter and no passing, no going to the basket.
Watch it. It stays out on the perimeter. Finally, they found Jason underneath, but a too late situation, and he's going to end up traveling. But look at this. They're still out. Nothing there. There's Jason with it. You know, it's a wonder they've got a 5-point lead. I just looked up there, Pax. They're shooting 60% in this game.
Now the Bulls have 11 more shot attempts, which is one thing that adds into that. But the Bulls right now have to get back in their offense, settle down. That's their comfort zone, is when you can get into your triangle offense, line them up. They have some specials they can run out of it. Right now, as we've talked about, too much on the perimeter, too much off the dribble. And they run high screen and roll with Weber and Strickland.
Strickland comes off that screen, goes right to the basket and lays it in. Right by Tony.
Yeah, coming out of timeout. We saw Phil do this in the earlier games, put Tony on him for short stretches, hoping that his size can affect him, but you have to keep him in front of you. If he turns the corner, then your size isn't to your advantage.
Scottie goes right back to Dennis Rodman off the glass. Nope, rebound tap, loose, and Juwan Howard comes up with it.
And what this lineup should do now, this is where the Bulls have an opportunity. Strickland's got to guard somebody big. And this should give the Bulls an opportunity to get in their offense, to get whoever Strickland's guarding, whether it be Michael or Tony or Scottie, to get him down in the low post.
Juwan Howard gets into the corner. Calvert Chaney a baseline jumper, and Dennis right there. And Pax, what you're talking about is defensive spacing as Tony stays away from Strickland. Make him shoot over you. He's got the long arm.
You have to keep him in front of you. And it's
offensive foul on Luke. He just turned around and threw the man. Chaney went along with the bit a little bit, but Luke picks up the foul, and you cannot have a possession like that where you don't get a decent shot.
You're right, Johnny. Down 7, 5:30 to go. You're getting into the position where possessions are critical, and you'd like to get a shot opportunity. Turning the ball over is not going to help you out.
Strickland.
At that time, Tony did a nice job keeping in front of him, forced him to give it up.
Loud for Chris Weber. And now this crowd is really, really into the game.
Tony's the guy that Strickland's guarding. He's got to go down in the post and threaten the defense right now with his size.
Well, now Tony's down there. Scottie finally gets him the ball. Let's see what Tony does.
That's a good dive cut.
Luke goes up and got fouled.
It's a good dive cut, but it's one of those ones where you have to grab it, gather yourself, and dunk that basketball.
Yeah, you cannot go in there, trying to make the easy one. Tony gives him a nice pass here, but you got to power that baby down with both hands so you can get 3 points on the play.
90-81, the Bullets lead the Bulls with just under 5 minutes remaining.
Last possession down, that spin lob that they ran. That's a feel for your teammate. Howard and Weber have been playing together a long time. They've thrown that lob. There's no pressure on the basketball by Dennis, and how Weber just feels Luke's body, spins out, and that's a great catch. That's a tough catch to make because you're turning away from the ball. You lose vision of the basketball, and also you have to catch it and find the rim. But those two have been doing that a long time together.
In too quick. Dennis was in the lane too quick.
And the Bulls are making every mistake.
Yep. They blow the chance for the free throw. Missed 2 attempts here. And
now Phil comes with Randy Brown to put the defensive pressure. Didn't like what he saw with Tony on him. Now we have Randy in the game to put the pressure on Rod Strickland.
See the run by the Bullets.
Should be an offensive foul on Weber.
There it is. His 5th. Now Tony will check back into the game. Phil Jackson playing the offense-defensive game. Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr check in. Randy Brown comes out.
Go ahead, Johnny.
This is a must score.
Yeah. And the thing is, you look at how they played the first half after that run. They had guys off the bench. Steve Kerr got 6 shot attempts in the first half. He's yet to find a shot here in the second. These are the type of guys you'd like to get looks, especially if they start really going after Michael.
Kukoc with it on the wing. Tony comes through the lane, kicks it out to Steve Kerr. At the free throw line, Kerr tried to come underneath. Shot clock at 5. That was partially blocked. Dennis got a piece of it. Tipped it out to Weber, or to Howard. They didn't see Chris Weber. Now they do down the floor. He was wide open. Strickland, baseline for Murray, who's back in on top. Howard. Juwan Howard wants one-on-one with Tony. Now he'll take that jumper. And MJ right there.
All right, you're down to a 4-minute game. Bulls down by 9.
He's got Steve if he wants him.
Fadeaway baseline jumper. A big shot by Michael.
Bullets are tired. You got Strickland in the backcourt grabbing his shorts.
MJ 3 of 5 in the period. Weber turns and looks, fakes one way. Steve Kerr comes over to help out and then gets back, and an illegal defense called against Steve Kerr. How long do you get?
Well, you have to go and make a double team effort. You just can't go halfway and throw a hand in there. It has to be a true double team. And that time they felt that Steve didn't go down in his lap to have the double team occur. He went out too soon.
Strickland backs his way down against Steve Kerr. In the lane, missed it, got the rebound, and he got fouled. He got fouled on the rebound. Dennis Rodman will pick up the personal foul, and it's his 5th.
And Rod likes to hang around the offensive boards, and that's a little baby shot he gets in the lane. And the Bulls didn't put a body on him. And he's rebounded very well in this series from the point guard spot.
Steve Kerr comes out, Randy comes in. And one of the keys when he does that, when he goes down to rebound, if you get the rebound, you might be able to get out and get a quick basket.
Oh, we talked about that in
Offensive foul, and he's gone.
And those are the kind of fouls that Weber makes that really hurt him. But you're right, Tom. We talked about that in game 1, the fact that Strickland is down below the foul line so often that if you can force tough shots, grab a rebound, you should have opportunities to run.
We got a timeout called. 3:22 left. The Bullets lead the Bulls by 7.
You barely notice him, but he's on the field for every single Sox game. Get in the loop as Sports Channel explores the unsung world of White Sox third base coach Doug Rader. Get in the loop Tuesday night on the Sports Channel Report.
There's nothing like having the right man.
He's a U.S. Ranger, highly decorated.
You've got this little girl to come home to.
In the right place.
Where are you going with my plane?
We're going to Disneyland.
At the right time.
The issue here is how the plane is brought down.
I'm going to save the day. Let's do it.
From Jerry Bruckheimer, producer of The Rock.
Where are they going to land? Viva Las Vegas.
On air, directed by Simon West.
Buckle up.
Starts Friday, June 6th.
He brushes his teeth, just like you. He calls his mother every Sunday, just like you. He makes time for his kids, just like you. He drives a Chevy Blazer, just like you. He has 4 NBA championship rings, just like... He drives a Chevy Blazer, just like you. And if he bought another one right now, he'd get $1,000 cash back, just like you.
Tonight, go live in the locker room for complete coverage of the Bulls and Bullets in Game 3. Plus, the Sox look for 2 straight, and Joey Meyer will give his first interview since his firing. It's all after the game.
Well, the final 3:22, the Bullets will have to play without their top scorer and rebounder in Quist Weber. He leaves the game scoring 18 points and having grabbed 8 rebounds for the 3rd consecutive game. He fouls out. Weber had a problem with fouls all year long, guys. He fouled out of 6 games during the regular season, so this is nothing new.
Well, fellas, 3:22 remains. 90-83, Bullets with the lead. And Pax, if you're Bernie Bickerstaff, what do you want your team to do right now?
You just want to stay aggressive defensively, and again, we've been talking about it this whole quarter. Keep the Bulls outside if it's possible to do. I would expect the Bulls now to have a timeout. You diagram something in the timeout. This is what's available to you. This is the time of the game where Michael feels that, you know, if this is my opportunity to go at them. The Bulls have their 14 fouls on the Bulls, 3 only on the Bullets. You want to get at the basket. You'd like to get in the penalty, because Michael has not been in the foul line yet.
Harvey Grant checks in, and Luke Longley is the one he will guard. MJ stops, top of the circle, jumper, and he hits.
Yeah, screen and roll out of the timeout. They tried to run a little flare for Steve Kerr. They played that, and Michael was open for a free throw line jumper.
Steve Kerr picks up the blocking foul, and I think that's 5 on the Bulls. He will shoot. That's a tough one in the backcourt there. putting Rod Strickland to the line.
Yeah, it just looks like they got tangled up a little bit. Steve trying to apply some pressure. Steve's saying that he stepped on my foot. That's an old trick from some pretty good guards in this league. It's something Isaiah Thomas used to do.
Rod Strickland this year against the Bulls, regular season, 24 points, 57% from the field in the playoffs, 17.5 and 38%. 8 of 15 from the field tonight, 22 points now. He's also got 9 assists. 91-85, Bullets with the lead. MJ goes down to post up with Chaney on him. Wasting a lot of time. Michael pops out, fakes the shot, double teamed as Grant comes. Michael goes by everybody and hits.
That was good ball movement by the Bulls. They forced again Washington's defense to spread out, and Michael finally found a little crack he could go to.
Harvey Grant and Luke Longley in a pushing matchup, and a double foul on Longley and Grant.
Now Luke's trying to stack up Harvey Grant because he's going to come down and screen for a shooter in Tracy Murray. But you got to do it more with your chest and your body. You extend your arms out, and the official can see that. It makes it an easy call. But Harvey Grant was fighting back. They get the double foul call.
Another donation to your local Chevy Geo dealers. James Jordan Boys and Girls Club. Michael has over 23 points. He's got 24. Howard backs his way in, just muscles in, missed that one, and Tony right there for the rebound. Let's see if the Bulls can capitalize now. It's 91-87, Bullets with the lead. MJ tries to go by Chaney, comes through the lane, finds Mureșan, lost it, got it back. On top for Kukoc, 10 on the shot clock. Tony got bumped, finds Steve Kerr. Shot clock to 6, to 5, Scottie, long, top, three, Pip. Timeout, Washington. 2 minutes remain, and the Bullets lead is down to 1.
10 years in the league. These legs have more miles on them than most minivans. That's why I never play a game without my Ginsana. Ginsana's got G115 ginseng, the real stuff.
The lasting energy of G115 is real. It's what makes Ginsana different from everything else on the shelf.
You can feel your age, or you can feel your Ginsana.
Feel your Ginsana.
Scottie's heading for the playoffs, but first he's making a little detour to Montgomery Ward. Good thinking, Scottie, because right now there's a great deal on a Sharp camcorder. It's just $4.99 with a mail-in rebate. A Sharp 27-inch color TV with stereo sound is only $2.99. And take home a Toshiba Hi-Fi VCR for $1.99. So what'd you get, Scottie? Pip? Huh. Hope he doesn't miss the next playoff game. Hurry into Montgomery Ward for great brands at great prices.
I like to say we don't make anything, we make everything. We've got parts in airplanes, in surgical tools. This is 18 cents of plastic, but a $20,000 car won't start without it. Things people don't think about. A faucet valve or a light switch. Somebody made that. I don't need to have my name stamped on it. It's on the door.
It's your life's work. Does your bank understand that?
Our producer-director on Sports Channel is James A. Angio. Associate producer Doug Stanton. Our pregame producer Mark Brady. Several other very talented people who help bring you Bulls basketball on Sports Channel. And we'll see if the Bulls can pull out a win here going down the stretch, guys.
Dennis Rodman over in front of us trying to stretch out that leg. Looks like he's got some more problems with it. Here's Scottie Pippen with a three-pointer, and that's another $71 donated to charitables from Carex Muffler and Brake. And time was running down. That's a long three by Pip.
And it certainly wasn't the offensive execution you looked for. The Bulls were scrambling, but big shots made by Scottie. Now you have an opportunity. You have to get a defensive stop. Bulls go high screen roll with Strickland and Mureșan.
Strickland in the lane. Top shot. Wow.
Kind of quick shot that on Michael. Michael was down low. Had a hand there, but he got up so quickly.
MJ comes off the screen into the corner. Ron Harper back to Michael. Michael's trying to go by. Baseline jumper. Michael answers on the right side.
Phil thought a foul should have been called. It's a one-point game, a minute and a half left.
Now let's see if they repeat the play they just did. It looks like they're going to.
Strickland from 16 with the jumper way off. Michael comes over, and now the Bulls can run.
You got Mureșan in the backcourt.
They got a guy open, somebody open. Go to the rim, around the screen, puts it up and in, and the Bulls have taken the lead. Michael with 28. They'll call a timeout. It's his quarter. 14 points in his quarter. 1:12 left, and the Bulls have the lead.
Freshness hotline, what's the problem?
Man, my party is lame. I think I got some skunky beer.
Sir, relax. When was your beer born?
Born? What are you talking about?
It doesn't have a born-on date?
A what?
Do you have any Budweiser?
No, man, you gotta help me.
Okay, remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Born on dating from Budweiser. What fresh beer tastes like.
Sir, put down the skunky beer and slowly back away.
Shop Menards for all your spring spruce-up. Start with a fresh coat of Glidden exterior paint. Spread Urasatin is an acrylic latex that gives you an extra durable finish. Now $13.48 a gallon. Create a beautiful patio, walkway, or garden with brick-faced patio blocks. Available in red or tan, just $1.49 each. Menards is your savings place for landscaping products.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi. We're thinking about having a baby. Could we try yours for 30 days?
Wouldn't it be nice if you could try things before making a commitment? Ameritech will let you try a cellular phone for 30 days.
Want to go for a ride?
You'll probably want to keep it. But if not, just return it. Try an Ameritech cellular phone for 30 days with free local calls. If it's not right for you, just bring it back. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Dennis Rodman is having problems with his left calf. Right now, the Bulls masseuse is working on the calf. I think that the brace had something to do with this calf tightening up, guys, because earlier, when Dennis was in front of you three, he was having Wally, one of the guys here that helps out team trainer Chip Schaefer, loosen the brace. He's again loosening it right now here in back of the bench, and he just strapped it back on, but the brace being so tight has caused the calf to tighten up, so that's why they were trying to massage it and loosen it up for him for these final minute 12.
Minute and 12, you're right on, Lou. Bulls by 1. Trying for the 3-game sweep.
And don't stray from Murray on this offensive end. And if the shot, when the shot goes up, you go to the boards and get a big rebound if it doesn't go in.
They wanted to go inside for Mureșan. Phil was hollering for 3 seconds. Juwan Howard. Good. Harp. Beautiful play by Ronnie Harper. Been quiet most of the game. Under a minute left, the Bulls lead it by 1. Luke comes over to the screen. Still. Michael goes by him in the lane, kicks it out. Ron Harper, a big 3. No. Rebound loose, pulled down by Cheney. And now the Bullets with a chance to take the lead. 30 seconds remain. The Bullets playing for their lives. The Bulls trying to close this one out. Got it short. Juwan Howard with a rebound and a foul ball. Is that Dennis? Or is Harp? Ron Harper picks up the foul. And that'll put him to the line. That's the one thing he didn't want to do. So Bulls with 22 seconds have a chance.
Well, they elect not to call a timeout when they get the ball back. They run a wing screen and roll. Michael able to go under on Strickland, force him to shoot that jump shot. But just we talked about the last possession, you can't allow that offensive rebound. You got to take care of a body. The Bulls weren't able to do that. And now you put a guy on the foul line.
Shot clock is off. So for the Bulls' last possession, now we're tied.
Juwan Howard is their best free throw shooter of the starters. On the year, he shot 75%. And coming into this game, he was 13 of 15 from the foul line, and tonight he's knocked down both of his attempts.
Harvey Grant comes back in as Mureșan will leave.
And you would expect the Bulls to take a timeout after this free throw.
Makes them both and they do. 22.1 seconds remain. And the Washington Bullets, in what's been a seesaw affair here in the 4th period, lead the Bulls 95-94. And Reds, I want to start with you this time. I want to talk about what the Bulls will try and do this possession. Obviously, it's been the Michael show down the stretch. First of all, they allowed Strickland to take that shot. It was short, and a good, strong rebound by Juwan Howard. We know Chris Webber's out of the game. Juwan Howard went, fought through everybody, got the rebound, and picked up the foul from Ronnie Harper. Makes it 2 free throws to put him ahead. Now the Bulls back on there will take it into backcourt, and you know it'll be in Michael's hands. It'll be something to see how Bickerstaff goes after Michael. He's gone after him just one-man coverage the whole series, basically. And this time we'll see if they go after him. Here's the shot by Strickland, and the Bulls cannot come up with the missed rebound. A good rebound by Juwan Howard, and then Harper gets called for the foul. Now they still have a foul to take in this situation, so we'll see what happens.
Well, and when there's a foul to give, it gives the Bulls an opportunity. You want to take it at them right now. You don't want to wait until the shot clock or the game clock's winding down. You want to take it at them, make them take that foul early, so it then gives you a chance now to set up what you want to set up. The worst thing you can do is wait, hold the ball, and allow them just to stay back. They're going to have to take the foul. They're aware that they have a foul to give. They're going to want to take it. Make them take it early in the clock.
Take the advantage away from them, basically.
Absolutely, because now when you put them in a situation where they take the foul, you're in the penalty. You can set up again. Bulls have a timeout left. They can call a timeout, and now you set something up to attack the basket where you can either get to the basket, score, or draw a foul and get to the free throw line and put yourself in a position to win the game.
How many times have we seen this where the Bulls are down by 1? They will get a chance to take it full court, try for the last shot, try for the win, try to slam this club out of the playoffs. This team looking for their first win in, what, 9 years, is it?
And you give yourself an opportunity. Maybe open up the floor, allow penetration, and you've got shooters in. You've got Steve Kerr back in the ball game. If there's anyone who strays off of him, he'll be an option. Tony Kukoc is in the game as well. Scottie's hit a big 3 here in the 4th quarter, too.
Get it back to Scottie. 20 seconds left. The Bullets lead the Bulls by 1. Pip gets it to MJ.
Yeah, he's going to go early knowing that they got a foul to give.
Michael drives down, lost the basketball. Scottie gets it back. Scottie on the baseline.
Oh,
yeah! Got it! Caught it! He's fouled! What a play by Pip! Boy, they really went after him hard. Pip went slamming down. That's the foul on Calbert Chaney. They're looking for a flagrant foul on that. Michael went for the shot. Pax looked like it slipped out of his hand, but Pip was aware it was there. He goes on in. Chaney gets him, and Pip.
Pip just totally exposed when he was up on the rim. Actually, a poor closeout by Tracy Murray running Scottie off the line, and then just a great drive down the left baseline, getting to the basket. There, the Bulls open up the floor. Michael, the ball slips out of his hands, and there's Scottie in the right place. And what a good finish.
Oh boy, that ball stayed down in the hole, too.
It did.
Well, look at the time on the clock. You got 7.4 seconds, and Pip will be at the free throw line for 1 more.
This free throw becomes
Pip limping here, really coming back. Chip Schaefer looked at him. Bulls team doctors went out there as well. Jeff Weinberg, Ira Kornblatt.
He's going to be sore. That's a hard fall on your tailbone. And
well, if the Bulls can win this one, Pax, they've got some time to rest. Bulls with a big comeback here. Take the lead. Pippen will go to the free throw line. They have no timeouts, Frank Hamblin hollers. Bulls with 6 players on the floor.
So you must match up, and I would expect Washington to inbound the ball to Rod Strickland, and this is one of the toughest areas to defend. Full court, knowing that there's just 7 seconds left, and a guy's going to be able to get some momentum going at you. We'll see if Randy can keep him in front, or if maybe even Michael would take the task on, but it looks like Randy's in the game.
I'm trying to find out if we have a timeout left. The Bulls do. They do not have a timeout left.
And the Bulls do not have a foul to give.
No, big free throw here by Scottie Pippen.
Get matched.
Strickland will bring it across the timeline. Looks up the floor. Finds Calbert Chaney on the right side. The Bulls take the broom out. The Chicago Bulls have eliminated the Washington Bullets. Calbert Chaney's miss as time ran out. enables the Chicago Bulls to win this series and move on in the NBA playoffs. A sweep for the Bulls over the Bullets.
Well, they got the ball to one of their good shooters, in Calvert Chaney, and Michael trailing him out. Did get a hand up. The Bullets were complaining that Michael hit him on the arm.
Pax,
But that's a tough call to make. Officials aren't going to give you that one unless it's just blatant.
Big quarter by Pippen, 10 points in that quarter, and then Michael with another 14. Big quarter by the two big guys, but Pippen making that basket on a recovery of the missed shot by Michael. Let's go to Louis.
All right, thank you very much, Red Kerr. Wow, big, huh?
You knew it. Well, you look at it. I didn't want to come back to hell with this. You know, I know everybody in Chicago's like, yeah! It ain't over yet. We got how many games left?
We still got 3 rounds, brother.
We got
12 more wins.
Games, right? Now we got to face Detroit.
Or Atlanta.
Come on, Detroit. But it was a great win. Michael Jordan came through in the clutch as usual, but everyone stepped up in the fourth quarter. But it was hitting some unbelievable shots in the fourth quarter, so give him credit.
Dennis, talk about your start. You know what? You started for the first time all series long, and you came out with fire in your eyes. 7 points, 4 rebounds. Was it that you felt comfortable out there with the starters?
Well, I felt real good, but it's just, my knee is not really 100%, but I played good defense and kept the ball alive. But then my calf started to cramp up, so I couldn't get. I wanted more effective than I wanted to be, but we won. Hell with it.
Congratulations. Go home. All right, Dennis Rodman after the Bulls win at 96-95. Steve Cashel and Norm Van Leer come your way right after this.
This post-game interview was brought to you by British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Here we are, sunny Phoenix, all for free.
And all we had to do was just tell a little lie.
Telling the truth gets you nowhere.
At British Airways, we'll give you a free ticket to anywhere in the USA if you fly our business class to London and can honestly say it's not the best in the air.
What'd you get on that, Don?
Party.
Really? Eagled it.
The business class guarantee.
Can't believe we got away with it.
Honestly, you'll love it.
Chicago Bulls now 24-2 in first-round games played in the 90s. They complete the sweep of the Washington Bullets, beating the Bullets on their home floor. It's Washington's first playoff game in 9 years, and the Bulls win it 96-95. Unbelievable game. Great finish for the Chicago Bulls. And let's go back to Landover right now. Pick it up with Tom Dorr. Tommy?
Cash with a great win for the Bulls, 96-95. The broom comes out. The Bulls win the series 3-0. And our Chicago Bulls Budweiser player of the game is Dennis Rodman. 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field. Dennis played very well and helped the Bulls, especially early, withstand that charge. Dennis Rodman is our Chicago Bulls Budweiser player of the game. Now let's go back to our studios one more time. Here's Steve Cashel.
All right, Tommy, thanks a lot. Back here with Norm Van Leer. Great finish, great victory. Michael with 14 points in the fourth quarter. Scottie Pippen with 10 points in the fourth quarter. You talked about it at halftime, saying Scottie's got to step it up. Because at halftime, Scottie Pippen had just 4 points. He winds up with 16 in the second half for 20 for the game.
Well, I said he'd be the ace, you know, because when you're not scoring, when you're a superstar in this game, and you're considered a superstar, somewhere along the lines, you got to balance what you need to do. If it's rebounding, you do it. If it's scoring, you do it. Whatever it takes, defense, you do it. Scottie had to step up and help Michael score. This whole team was a team game. This was a playoff game. This is the way games should be played in the playoffs, and this is the way you should approach it and go at it. At the same time, the referees or officials, whatever you want to call them, should allow them to go at it and play ball. Excuse me, and that's what they did basically down the stretch run.
What about Scottie Pippen's dunk at the end? Unbelievable, huh?
Not bad, but I tell you this, if it wasn't for the collapsible rim, that would not have been a dunk. That ball would have been out to back here in Chicago somewhere. But he got it. He got the dunk in with that collapsible rim, but what a good move. You're talking about the fall of the cards and the luck that goes with it. Michael loses the ball. Scottie's in place. That's why I say if you run your plays and do everything, Steve, sometimes things happen that way. Scottie just happened to be in the right position at the right time. What I like about it, he had enough guts. Boom, take that ball to the hoop, and he did something with it.
I'm still wondering why Harvey Grant did not try to draw the charge. Too much like his brother Horace.
Well, Mel, that's
time now for our Discover card. Payback, playback, play of the game.
Bulls have been doing a nice job cutting down that offensive rebound. MJ stutter step goes by Knight. And inside to Dennis for the slam.
Double figures for Dennis, 11 points. Barry.
All right, Bulls win 96-95. Michael with 28, Pip with 20, Rodman 14 points and 10 rebounds. Tony Kukoc had 16. Time now for the Briggs & Stratton Power Dunk Award. Guess what it's going to be. Final 10 seconds of the basketball game. Michael loses it. Scottie Pippen takes it, draws baseline, and jams it home along with the foul. Comes down hard on his back. He missed the free throw, but that's the game-winning shot as the Bulls win 96-95. We'll go inside both locker rooms. Bulls win the series. They're on to round 2. Stay with us on Sports Channel.